Hello! What is happening, everybody? Good morning. It is Amara, Goddess of Blunder, and it's just an impromptu stream of me just sitting here doing things. Woo! Who doesn't just like watching people just sitting here doing things? I'll just be chatting. I've got decks to enter into Moxfield. I've got my collection to enter into Moxfield. So if you see anything you want to trade or need, let me know, because I'm just going through shit and putting things in binders. Because, yeah. I need to refill my coffers. Or my binders. I gotta fill this giant binder. This is probably my favorite binder. It's purple. I like purple. It's my favorite. How is everybody doing? It's Amara, Goddess of Blunder. If you don't know that, then I don't know why you're here. You got lost? Let me bring up my Twitch chat over here. I hope everybody's having a good morning. Got a stream later on tonight. Pretty excited about that. I got wonderful guests, my friends. We'll have a good time. We're going to make tokens. It's always a good time with everybody. This is one of the nice things about streaming is I get to see my friends and we get to play Magic and we get to just have fun. So I win, like, no matter what. Let's see here. Let me start some music in my earballs here. Jelly Roll, I really don't understand you or who you are. You just sing like a bunch of other people that sing. I don't know. Anyway, this is just random thoughts I'm having. Oh, why the freaking hell is my Bluetooth not on? Anyway, complainy. I wish I could find my Galaxy Buds. Unfortunately, they have been kidnapped by some cats. I lost one, which is my fault. The other one was taken by cats. Yes, let's play some Taking Back Sunday. That sounds good. Tell all your friends I've got your gun to my head. So, the first deck we're going to enter into Moxfield. But you know what? I can bring up Moxfield too, can't I? Haha, look at me. I'm a fancy person. Power off? What the hell does that mean? Well, I know what power off means, but why? Why are you powering off? I'm really using really shitty headphones, which is really disappointing to me. I am a sound buff person, so, like, I hate shitty sound. I hate when I'm at a concert and and I'm just like, really wish I could go over there and use the mixer and fix your vocals or your guitars or it's frowned upon to just do those things, so just let's see here. Let me see if I can bring up Moxfield. What are we doing? We're using our hosting thing over here. Let's bring up Moxfield. Yeah, so I've been entering all my decks into Moxfield. I love Moxfield. If you don't use Moxfield, they're silly. Feel free to follow me if you do use Moxfield. I like to see people's decks, see what you got going on. Gives me ideas every once in a while, and I appreciate that. My decks! 99 paper decks. silly girl. I told myself, I was like, I should just sell all my rares and things I'm not using just to pay off all my bills and go to cons, because I still have over 100 plus decks that are probably worth as much as the other half of my collection, so I don't know. I've been playing Magic for a very long time. We're going to be adding Rumarukal. Let me see if I can actually add this over on the OBS. I'm just talking to myself. This is basically my whole entire day anyway, is just me just walking around talking to myself, so it's no different than me streaming and just chatting and talking to myself. Let's do a display capture or window capture, probably. We can probably do a window capture of Moxfield, that's what I'm thinking. Haha! Look at me. I'm such a fancy bitch. I'm very sweary this week, so I apologize to anybody that has to put up with me and my swearing. Okay, let's transition that over. There we go. Hey, now you can see my Moxfield. Look at me. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let us share the stream. Not that anybody probably wants to come and watch anyway, but wait. Just do the thing. Do the thing! Chatting. Adding. Text to Moxfield. At some point, I will finish adding all my text to Moxfield. That's... Yeah, if you see anything in my sell and trade binders, feel free. You can always power off. You've been charging all day. I don't understand. Whatever. I'm done with you, headphone. You're out of here. Oh, you know what? I forgot to get a drink. I'll be right back. You can see how impromptu and unprepared I am. This Taking Back Sunday, their first album is just emo perfection. I hurt myself to that CD many a times as a young emo kid. I'll be right back. Tell you it's something unforgivable. Anyway, maybe they were in the wrong ear. No, I'm just wrong. I don't know what's happening. There we go. Haha. As much as I love my nightie because it's nice and comfortable and I have not gotten dressed yet for the day, sometimes things slip out, so we'll put my vest on. We'll Grixis it up. So we're going to be adding Rumarukul. It is it's so silly. So I don't think this is actually added. I've got to make sure before I don't want to double add. So I wanted to build Slivers when the Sliver deck came out. Slivers were one of my favorite original Kindred groups that I enjoyed. I had my Sliver Queen, which I finally parted with because I was like, I don't use this. I don't play Slivers very often anyway, so I'm like, I don't need this. We don't need this light on right now. Anyway, so I was like, what do I combine Slivers with to make them a little less scary? Because nobody wants to play against Sliver deck. You know, everybody always groans. Oh, maybe we did add this deck. Maybe I don't have to do anything. Oh, yeah. 4 people have looked at this deck. That sounds about right. So, yeah, this was actually Slivers and Tyranids. I was like, what would go really well with, yeah, Slivers. It's like, Slivers are basically Tyranids. Tyranids are basically Xenomorphs. Oh, maybe, okay, so I think we did change one thing in here, though. So, Rumarukul lets me basically make another Kindred group into Slivers, which is pretty super silly, because then suddenly all these creatures are getting the buffs of the Slivers. I need to write primers for all my decks, which I plan on doing, because I was like, you know what? I know a lot about Magic. There's logic behind some of the stupid things I do. Besides Inga and Eska, which I don't know why. I think I put them in here just so I could, since I had so many different, I needed to make 5 colors at some point, so I was like, oh, this will make it much easier. I do want to build them, actually, but yeah, we took them out, and we ended up putting my Sliver Overlord in there yesterday. Which, yeah, Sliver Overlord. Good card. There's Silver Overlord. That's not a thing. I mean, maybe it is. Somewhere. Not in Magic, though. Boop. Okay, Sliver Overlord. Oh my god, Sliver Overlord is a $69.99 card. I giggle at the 69, don't mind me. Switch printing. Yeah, the printing is actually this printing. That's terrible that this one card is like half the price of the whole entire deck. Not very many sorceries. There's only one board wipe. It's basically the creatures are there, and they do things that all the other spells do anyway, so most of the time you're just trying to get my creatures off the board anyway, so like most of these other things I don't ever have. They're not very dangerous. Okay, so this is all added. Let us... This is not a fun name for the Swarm, which is actually... Zerg are also very similar to these other three creature groups. Oh, the originality. This is Alani energy drinks. The one tastes like purple sweet tarts, and the other one tastes like cherry sweet, or like a cherry slushy. They're gonna be the downfall of me when my heart explodes, but that's cool. Okay, what is this deck? Apparently I must have just injured it and not actually finished all the rest of the stuff. What else are we doing? It's none of these things. Like, nope, no, it does not fit any of these descriptions. 5 colors, though. Does fit that. I should make a deck that uses every single one of these at some point, but... Man, this album is so good. Make sure this is actually... I was going to say, okay, nobody's talking to me. That's about it. I'm just making sure that my chat was actually working on my phone, because sometimes it does not keep up. Let's see here. Kindred. Nope, 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 nope. None of these things. I don't think it's very many things. It's just, I want to punch your face. Is that a thing? Well, I guess Group Slug is very close to punching somebody's face, right? Actually, there are a lot of X spells in here. A lot of the Tyranids actually are X spells. I love Ravenous. It's such a good ability. I imagine we'll get it again at some point. I do like that there's now like X spell matters cards that came out in Modern Horizons 3. Yeah, there's some cool Tyranids. I do like that I get to draw a card if I put more than X or 5 on there. Aberranth, terrifying. Like, nobody wants this out on the board. The fact that it has trample is most of the time it is hitting your opponents, and nobody wants their soul rings destroyed, right? Except for maybe Light. Light would like their soul rings to be destroyed. Let us copy that. That is not how you spell Twitter, you weirdo. Blast you fingers. My fingers are like, I don't want to do this. Boop. There we go. Goes to the Tweetor. Pasty paste. Da, da, da. What's like a sliver? album is so good. Look at me. Tweeted. Excellent. Okay. That was things. Let's go to my collection. Oh my god. My collection is fucking stupid. I need to add my Assassin's Creed card today. What's going on, mommy? Mommy! How are you doing? I'm insane and not awake. I am just running off of fumes for days now. I got 3 hours of sleep last night, though. That was pretty cool. Slept from like 12 to 3 in the a.m. Got up and then started doing painting and taking care of things. And here I am still. Let's add some cards. Arcane Proxy. Arcane Proxy. I ended up getting this because I wanted to put it in Ashnod, but I ended up taking it out for something else at some point. It's really good. I mean, and it's a wizard, and wizards are going to be mattering here. Even though wizards always matter, right? Boop. Oh wait, this is actually a pre-release. Got the stampy stamp. The stampy stamp. So, I've been going slowly through all my cards, so I have a list of them, so when I die, Heather can sell them all. I cannot take naps. My mind is always racing all the time. There is no such thing as taking a nap. It would be nice if that was a thing. I'd like to do that. Sounds good. All I do is sit there and I think and I think and think and go, oh, I need to do this, 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 and this. I can't sit down because it's not going to do itself. Kefnit's Last Word. Gain control of target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Lands you control don't untap during your next land upkeep, which there's ways around that. I mean, and I do like stealing people's stuff. One of my favorite things. Bestest Kefnet. What are you doing? There we go. Kefnet's Last Word. That's what we wanted. Aha. Jin-Gataxias. I'm trying to figure out a place to stay. Did you end up deciding on Verbo or the Airbnb? It's definitely a better idea than getting a hotel. And there's a lot of good places. A lot of people have really nice... I've never stayed in a crappy Airbnb, so... And if you look around and check reviews and see things, make sure that there's parking and stuff like that, because that can sometimes be an issue. I've had that be an issue when I'm trying to do things. Iconic Masters. Jin-Gataxias is a dick. Ugh. I try not to use Jin-Gataxias. He is only there to cause problems every once in a while. Jin-Gataxias Core Augur. He has a flash, which is just stupid. And at the beginning of your instep, draw 7 cards. Each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 7. He does cost 10 mana, and he has only a 5/4, so he's not, like, the best. He's still just a problem, though. He's a kill on sight card. Especially your maximum hand size company. Like, the original Predators are just disgusting. Are there multiple cards in here? Oh my god. Okay, apparently I have 20 copies of Blue Sun Zenith. You would think I bought a lot of this set or something. Yeah, maybe that happens. 379. The 2 extended arts. And then a normal art. But foil. Oh, Magic. You're so silly. You're the only person here hanging out with me. I don't usually expect anybody to come on when I'm just doing random things anyway. But I'm going to talk to myself anyway, so whatever. I may as well just stream it, since I'm just sitting here by myself anyway. Like, maybe I'll get to talk to human beings? Maybe? Khaleesi? I love you. You're so silly. Callie's here. She's so silly. She is in my lighting, that's for sure. I can't see anything. Okay, we got a foil version of Blue Sun Zenith. What does it do? I gain control of target creature with mana value X or less. If X is 5 or more, I create a token that's a copy of that creature? That's fun. I mean, you'd have to pay 7 to do it, but I love making copies of people's creatures, and I love taking people's creatures. I try not to do it that often during streams and stuff. Estrafna's Restoration. It's a legend card, actually. You can take any number of artifacts of your choice from target player's graveyard and place them on top of that player's library. That is actually pretty cool. You could take everything out of your graveyard that somebody just destroyed, put them back on, use a Mystic Forge, and then just play everything again. I'm always thinking of terrible things to do to people. That's or silly things I can do. Magic cards make sense to me. Everything else, I don't know what's happening. Such a silly card. I think it's just in my rares because it was a Legends card that was floating about my house. Encroaching Mycoslith. This card is so stupid. It's 4 mana artifact. Non-artifact permanents you control are artifacts in addition to their other types. The same is true for permanent spells you control and non-land permanent cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. There's a lot of fun things you could do with that. And with my one last gasp and breath, I'd apologize for bleeding on your shirt. Foil version? That's extendy? Yep, that's true. And sometimes my rares and things are just things that are useful that I am going to use at some point for a deck. That's like the Stony Brook Bannernet is just a common card. It's got Island Walk, and it makes my merfolks and my wizards cost 1 less, which is pretty cool. Those are all things I want to do. Callie, you're just sitting here listening to everything I say. You're such a good listener. She's such a good girl. This was on the list, I think? Yeah. Ooh, 39 cents. Oh my god, if I actually entered all my commons and my uncommons, I should just sell everything and pay off all my debt. Vexing Sphinx. The flying and a Calamitous Upkeep, which I hated Calamitous Upkeep. That was something they brought in on freaking Ice Age, and it was always bad. Every once in a while there's a Calamitous Upkeep that's awesome that you can manipulate, though. Like Seething Song, I want to say? No. Is that what it is? There's a red card that does stupid stuff. It's Barbie. Hey, Barbie. When Vexing Sphinx dies, draw a card for each age count. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. So the longer you keep it around, the more age counters that are on it, the more cards you draw. So that's kind of cool. Except for you have to discard cards to keep it around. So, but sometimes I do want to throw things in my graveyard. So, and in a discard deck that you're doing it on purpose, it's actually pretty awesome. Denizen of the Deep. You are not probably worth anything, and you're not really that great. It's an 11/11 for 8. When it enters the battlefield, return each other creature you control to its owner's hand. So you're just returning everything to your own hand, which is, I guess, that has uses. If it had Flash, it would actually be pretty cool because you could save your board. And I guess you could save your board. Just return everything to your hand and then wipe everything. And you lose your 11/11 unless you made it indestructible or something. But there's definitely ways to do that. God, I love this album. I'm just sitting there like, hey, that sounds pretty good. I haven't listened to it in such a long time. I'll probably be on here until my headphones die, and then I'll have to go do other things that I need to do around the house. Always things to do. Don't have to leave the house today, except for to to go take Heather to go to sign language. Then I'm going to stream tonight with some wonderful people, so at least that's something to look forward to. Why can't I not find this card? Oh, there it is. It's like somewhere on here. Is it an etched one? I hate it. The foil etches for the Mystic Archive are really hard to tell. It's like it's only around little parts of the border, so it's actually such a pain in the butt. Sledge Monster. I've never actually seen anybody cast a Sledge Monster. It's pretty cool. It's a horror that's 5/5. When Sledge Monster enters the battlefield, their attacks, you put a slime counter on up to one other creature. Non-horror creatures with slime counters lose all their abilities and are only 2/2. It's like a nice tox roll. Like, I'm gonna fuck your board up, but it's not gonna be as bad. And it's got some pretty creepy, weird art. I hate oozes. Oozes are my arch enemy. Ugh, I hate the blob. I hate gelatinous blobs. I hate what is that other, the stuff, I want to say it's called. That's also a horror movie that has blobby things. Fuck blobs that eat you. I don't like them. They're stupid. You guys better start getting your spirits ready for Duskmorn, because I imagine any ones that don't get reprinted are gonna end up going up in price, and then you're gonna be sad about it. Just warning you. Get them when they're only $2 instead of waiting and getting them when they're $12 and then complaining. We always know where we're going and what kind of creatures are going to be in things, and this still happens every time. Except for me. I'm like, I will stock up on these things. We have a Patrician Geist, which is flying. Other spirits you control get +1/+1, and spells you cast from your graveyard cost 1 less, which is pretty cool. That's a foil full art. Boop. Oh, foily. I'm glad that the foiling process suddenly just started being better and working. It was never broken. We didn't have foils that curled or did anything. That wasn't a thing. I like that they had to just ignore it. They weren't allowed to talk about it. And then suddenly, oh, they're fixed. Interesting. Ilgith. Crossroads Augur. If you would scry a number of cards, draw that many cards instead. I forgot about him. He's so gross. I forgot that I have him in Elminster. Just scrying and drawing cards everywhere. It's only a 50-cent card. He's pretty sweet. And you can partner him with things, which is pretty cool. And you can partner him with some pretty funny things that actually are not too shabby. Laboratory Dredge. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card if you've cast a spell from the graveyard or activated an ability of a card in the graveyard. It's pretty cool. And there's some cool cards in Dustburrow. Now I'm just combining things. Blunderdome. 78. Boop. Oh, apparently we already have 3 laboratory dredges. Oh my god. So apparently the rares and mythics and things I've added so far, it's almost $10,000. So fucking stupid. Shapeless Charlatan. I love this card. It makes me happy. It's so stupid. I love just putting it on creatures. You can instant speed turn into any other copy of a creature that's on the board. It's awesome. My Bear Clone deck cracks me up. A Reality Chip. Reality Chip is pretty cool. And it's a jellyfish, which is pretty awesome. And it's an equipment. I would definitely put it in Dogmeat if Dogmeat had blue. And this is the anime version of I love when they do alternate arts of different kinds of art styles. There's so many art styles I enjoy. It's so cool looking. It's got a jellyfish. That's a robot. What else we got? Thought reflection. If you would draw a card, draw 2 cards instead. Simple and easy. I want to... Do they have all 5 colors have a reflection? I know green does, because I use that all the time. But are there ones that I don't use? I don't know. It's got really pretty... Of course, it's a crappy person. Of course. Tidal force at the beginning of your upkeep. Okay, I gotta move these over here. Callie made me move them over here, but I'm getting a glare off of the daytime lighting inside my house. Not super great. Because I have a giant window that doesn't actually... You can't close it all the way. It's a huge freaking window. I hate that window. I hate windows. I don't... It's probably because I'm naked most of the time. Like, damn you, Windows. Oh, we have to type in. What are we doing? Tidal force at the beginning of each upkeep. You may tap or untap a permanent. Oh, that's a lot of mana for that ability. Freaking 8 mana for a 7/7. Come on, wizards. I want a 4/4 for 2 that does 20 different things. The power ramp has gotten pretty out of control. You could say there hasn't been, but like playing Magic for 30 years and seeing the power level changes, especially over the last couple of years, power level has gone insane. Ugh. Like the mana cost for what you're getting and things, and now they've already done that and made people expect that, so now where do you go? It's kind of how Marvel just kept upping the ante, and to the point where they're like, oh shit, we gotta put 20 different superheroes in a movie now, but now it's just a giant mess. That's funny, this song just said the word mess at the same time as I said mess. Different things. Stroke of genius. Target player draws X cards. What was this from? Commander 2014. 69 cents. So, I have a secret deck that I haven't actually finished. It's just been sitting cards aside, actually, that are all 69 cents. So the whole entire deck is just 69-cent cards. Even the commander. I found a couple of 5-color commanders that actually are $69.99, so I was just like, okay, you're going in here just so I can play all these other 69-cent cards. It's gonna be the most terrible deck ever made, but like, if I beat somebody with it, it's gonna feel really good. Lunar Mystic, Human Wizard. Whenever you cast an instant, you may pay 1 if you do draw a card. It's pretty nice. I like drawing cards. Impulse. And this was from Dominaria. Boop. Oh, this is a different border though. Retro. This is a useful card. That's the only reason it's in my rare area. This card has really cool art. Katarina Permac does really cool art. I'd like to get something done by her. Man, if I actually had money and could afford to live, I would have all sorts of proofs of awesome pictures. I have a lot of original art anyway, but like, would like not magic original art. I have a lot of original comic book art. Me and my 20 million hobbies that I've had over the years. I love extended art cards. Just get rid of the border. I don't need borders. Borders are stupid. That's such a good song too. Ugh. Oh, brand new. I love you, but you are terrible at the same time. Tell them what I needed to know. They should have taught us about despair. And school teaches you nothing you actually need. Like, you're just memorizing things that you could just memorize from a book. Teach us things that we actually needed to know. I don't know how many people go off into the world and have no idea what's going on. And maybe you should have taught us those things in school. Instead, you taught me useless things that I'm never going to use. Cryptic Command. Good card. 4 mana. Counter target spell. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. Tap all creatures your opponents control, which is the important part. Fun fact. Mjolnir and Cryptic Command. And tap all your opponent's creatures, and then you attack, and then, especially if your opponent has tons of tokens, and it does damage equal to the amount of tapped creatures your opponent has to all your opponents. I've been thinking about terrible things to do with Mjolnir. I'm always thinking about terrible things to do with all my cards. What am I talking about? If people paid attention to me, they would get all sorts of fun ideas. Phantom Warrior, you're in here just because you're unblockable. And I think you were in my Yuriko deck. That sounds about right. What you got away with? Need more spine and jellyfish. You've seen more. That's an 11-year-old kid. Another drink and drive yourself home. But I saw on all the roads, and I think of me when you forget your seatbelt, and again when your head goes through the windshield. My favorite lyrics in a song. Not dedicated to anybody specific. Phantom Warrior. Phantom Ninja. Yeah, these were definitely in my Yuriko deck when I took it apart. I need to actually rebuild Yuriko. She was my only CEDH deck. She's not great, but she's the only thing that I enjoy her, so that's the only reason she exists. Phantom Ninja. You are in Modern Horizons. Guess I should just type in the rest of it so I don't have to search for it. As another Jin-Gitaxias. Ugh. But a different Jin-Gitaxias. He's so silly. He's so horrible. Nobody likes Jin-Gitaxias. I like Jin-Gitaxias. You trying again? Are you trying to look for another place? Or are you telling me to go try to take a nap? Part of me is like, yes, I would love to try to take a nap. Instead, I just sit there, and then I'm like, oh, I should probably go do this. Oh, Jin-Gitaxias. Whenever you can cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability only triggers once a turn, which is good. I'm glad they started putting that on it, because us Magic players will abuse things. Really? Why wouldn't it let you write? That's weird. That is strange. Oh, Progress Tyrant. The terrible thing about Jin-Gitaxias is whenever an opponent casts an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell, it just counters it. I have so much stuff I should be doing instead of this. Oh, Jin-Gitaxias. $10. Look at me. I'm rich. Walk the Aeons. This is an extra spell card that I don't ever see. And it has a buyback, so you can take another turn if you just sack your islands, which is great. Who has Yuma have blue? No, Yuma is Jund. But I could put this in Omo. Oh, that's gross. God, I'm a dick. Ponder. Ponder's such a good card. So simple. It's a $4 common card. You know how many copies of Ponder I have? I could retire on ponders, goddammit. Somebody buy all my ponders so I can quit life. Go buy my magic commune. That's my master plan. Just to build a bunch of tiny houses and have people rent them out to come and hang out with me for the week and play. Well, I guess they don't have to rent them out. They could live on my commune, and then we just play Magic every night and have barbecues and complain about life together and then die. I just want to have I want to have people around when I die, since I don't have kids. Just force them to live with my commune and play Magic. Devastation Tide. I love Miracle. Miracle is so silly. If you draw the card, you can cast it for its Miracle cost. If it was the first card you drew this turn, return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand for 2 mana. Cyclonic Rift, except for it hurts you too, which kind of sucks. But there's uses for it. Devastation Tide. Hullbreaker, you are a sexy beast, you Kraken horror. Such a good card. Flash, this spell can't be countered, which I love. For 7 mana, I'm glad that it can't be countered, because it is sad when you pay so much mana for something and somebody kills it on you. But whenever you cast a spell, you can return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So there's definitely ways to just take people's boards completely apart, get rid of creatures you need to get rid of, or other non-land permanents, because you can literally return anything. Not to mention that you can do it to yourself. So if you got ways to manipulate that, and you want your stuff going back, you can also do that. And you can also stop your opponent's spells, which is really good. Especially if you're playing a lot of low mana stuff. Hey Barbie, what's going on? You can just come on through. Man, it's so warm. My drink is already defrosting itself. Blink Moth Infusion. Costs 1 less. 14 mana! Part of me is like, I should just put it in Yuriko, just because it's 14 mana and it can do 14 damage to somebody, but I really wouldn't use it for anything. Affinity for artifacts, so it costs 1 less for all the artifacts I have, and I can, but it's untap all artifacts, so it's untapping your opponents as well, which is kind of weird. I guess there's probably reasons you would want to do it, or that, I don't know, maybe there's not. There's always a reason for everything. I love looking at cards and sitting there going, what could I do with this? Like, there's got to be a reason that it exists. Corvian Mist. It's a common card. It's got flying. It's an illusion, but it has power equal to the number of illusions you have on the battlefield. So, good Kindred card. That's the only reason it's over here. Cosma. God of the Voyage. She is... I think it is a she. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember the story, but... They are pretty cool. I have a god deck set aside that's just all gods from all the different planes. I just haven't finished that either. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile Cosma. And if you do, it gains whenever land enters the battlefield under your control. If Cosma is exiled, you may put a Voyage counter on it. If you don't, return Cosma to the battlefield with X+1/+1 counters on it and draw X cards where X is the number of Voyage counters. I should put this in Omo. I think I might. And then if you flip it over, it's actually another card, which is pretty cool. I like cards that are... I hate double-face cards when I have to flip them over. So I usually will just get another copy so I can throw it out. I usually just use it kind of like a token. I'm like, okay, that way I don't have to keep taking the card in and out of the sleeve to do it. But, yeah, it's a vehicle. And whenever a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles that many cards from the top of their library. You may play lands from among those cards as long as they're... Okay, yeah. Cosmo, you're going in Omo. I'll throw you aside. 303. She seems pretty silly. Because then I can steal your lands and you make them, you put everything counters on them. I am funny. Let's see here. Boop. Never actually seen it. I have this in one deck because I wanted to test it out. Academy Lore Master at the beginning of each player's draw step. That player may draw cards, an additional card. If they do, their spells cost 2 more. I don't know if the payoff is worth it. Because do I really want to give them extra cards? But it does make their stuff cost more. So I'm just like, eh. In some ways it has uses, I imagine. I mean, it's stacksy, but not oppressive stacksy, so I don't know. And this guy is just good. The Sicarian Infiltrator Warhammer card. Yeah, Squad is such a good ability. It's so stupid. Like, especially this one, whenever it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. So the more you pay, every time you pay 2, you just drawing cards for this army of human soldiers, which are 2 keywords, or kindred ability creatures that, yeah, there's a lot of them out there in the world. And it has flash, so you can just do it at the end of opponent's turn. And it's blue. Oh my god, it's an $11 card. It's an $11 common, uncommon. I mean, I understand. It's really good. Like, Chancellor of the Spires. It's funny because Threshold is back, and Threshold, if you have 7 cards in a graveyard, Threshold is activated. Chancellor of the Spires literally just lets you start with Threshold, which is pretty awesome because it's one of those rare cards that is a pre-game action, which doesn't happen very often, especially with a lot of people I play. But you can reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, at the beginning of the first upkeep, each opponent puts the top 7 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyards. Instant Threshold. But also, it's a 5/7 for 7. Flying, I'll just bring it up on Moxfield. And you may cast target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost when it enters the battlefield. I mean, most likely, out of 21 cards, you're going to hit somebody's instants and sorceries. That's a silly card. I have it in like one deck and it always does something stupid and I'm just like, I feel like a dick. There's only a couple of cards that actually have pre-game actions. And it's never good. And I'm just like, not pre-game action. Don't do it. There's an old school card. Wheel and deal. Any number of target opponents each discards his or her hand and draws 7 cards. Draw a card. So weird because you're making your opponent draw cards, but I mean there are ways to really F your opponent up making them do that. Oh, wheel and deal. You're so silly. Let's see here. Geology enthusiast. You're so strange. I wanted you to be awesome. I was using it in Ashnod for a while. It's 5 mana for a 2/5, but at the beginning of your end step, create a tapped Power Stone token, which is cool. You're getting a freaking Power Stone at the end of each turn. At least it's not the beginning of your upkeep, so at least you're getting 1 if it gets killed at some point. But you can pay 6 and draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on it, so you can also make it bigger and you get to draw cards. 6 mana is a lot to drop, but 6 colorless, and most likely those tap Power Stones help with that. Man, I love you, Census Fail. Census Fail, you should play Magic with me. I try to make everybody play Magic with me. There definitely was a Magic reference in a Say Anything song, and I was like, I bet Max Bemis plays Magic. I want to play Magic with Max Bemis. He helped make me realize that, yeah, it's okay to be insane. he is bipolar as fuck, and I also am, so I always just kind of thought I was crazy, which I am crazy, but not as crazy. Is this a foil? I can't tell. The sleeve is really terrible. So Mind Splice Apparatus. Got Flash, which is weird. A artifact with a normal, just artifact, not artifact creature with Flash. Beginning of your upkeep, you put an oil counter on it, and instant sorcery cards cost 1 less. It's pretty cool because you can at least keep it safe until you want to use it. You can play it at the end of your opponent's turn before it's your turn. So that's not terrible. An offer you can't refuse. I love this card. It baffled me that it took a little while for people to catch on to it, but like, because I don't know, a lot of times I can look at a card and be like, oh, that's fucked. I was like, that's pretty cool. I mean, 1 mana to counter a target non-creature spell. I'll give you 2 treasures. Enjoy your treasures. For 1 mana, I'll counter you all day long. Not to mention I counter basically artifacts, enchantments, everything else besides just creatures. So I like stockpiled on them. I think if I have blue. Oh, what do you need? What do you need? You can write me over on Messenger. I will look at it. I actually need to talk to you about something else as well, so let's see here. Teferi's Talent is not an extended. And it's one of these weird auras that we got that you can enchant planeswalkers. It's dangerous just because that's the bad thing about enchantments. It isn't an aura still, which is pretty cool, so I guess I can get it back. Enchanted Planeswalker has pay 12, loyalty, and you get an emblem, and you may activate loyalty abilities of Planeswalkers you control on any player's turn, anytime you can cast an instance. That's so silly. Whenever you draw a card, put a loyalty counter on Enchanted Planeswalker. Yeah, there's all sorts of ways to abuse this. I'll probably put it in one of my Oathbreaker decks. Let's see here. Boop. Won't let me chat. It's funny, I just mentioned Max Bemis, and then of course Say Anything comes on. Did you write me on just normal messages? Did you write me a messenger? That was Callie's butt. Callie butt. Callie's so silly. One of my silliest cats. I love Say Anything. I'd like to go see them again. I got to see them once. I don't know if he may be crazy, but he seems like a fun guy to hang out with. Brainstorm? What a terrible card. 1 mana for an instant that lets me draw 3 cards? Ugh. And then I have to put 2 cards back? What a shitty card. It is not a shitty card. It's very good. It's so weird because, like, back in the old days, it didn't get used nearly as much as it probably should have been. And now it actually is worth money. There's a lot of cards that, like, Commander made them good, or at least or brought more attention to them. Oh, Fairy Mastermind. We got a special one. Boop. Fairy Mastermind is really good. The glasses really throw me off, and I know it is one of the world champions, and he does have glasses, so it makes sense, but it's like, I guess he could at least see my opponent when he's attacking them, right? He's got Flash flying, and whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw a card, and then you can make people draw cards, so then you're drawing cards anyway. I will make you draw 2 cards. God damn it. No, there is no questions or anything that you have asked in any of these chats. You literally said, Callie Cat. And you said, it won't let me chat. Neither of those things I can help you with. Oh, Barbie, you're so cute. She's just over here rolling around. Man, they really F this cat pole up over here, actually. I need to fix that. Oops, we haven't... Did we not click this? What's my problem? I understand why you're a $16 card. You're very good. It's in my Fairy Kindred deck. Ninja of Deep Hours. All these ninjas are pretty expensive, which is so silly. I have a lot of ninjas because I was playing during this time period a lot. You already said, can I ask you a favor? You didn't ask anything. You may ask favors. I may grant you a favor. I don't know. We'll see. I don't usually have a choice. Ninja of Deep Hours. Of course we have 2 of them. I actually probably have like 30 of them somewhere. Yeah. Okay, I've already have 6 of them that I've entered in here from other stuff I've already gone through. That's about right. Oh, Ashiok Dream Renderer. You're wonderful and terrible at the same time. Such a silly card. I remember when I saw it, I was like, 3 mana for a 5 loyalty planeswalker that can't gain anything. But I can literally Bajuku Bog somebody every turn and mill them? Oh. And I can stop them from searching their libraries? For 3 mana? That's so stupid. Such a good card. Apparently, I must really like it as I have 5 of them. And those aren't even the ones that are in decks. So stupid. Naru Miha. I have her in my... She never gets to do anything, which makes me really sad, because she seems really good. I want her to use her and do things. She's got flash. I can flash her in at the turn, keep her safe for a turn. But when she enters the battlefield, you can copy target instant or sorcery spell. That's what you really want to do with her. And then your wizards. She's also a lord, which is pretty cool. Here's an old school legend, Alexi Zephyr Mage. I tried to make a deck with her. She's a spell shaper, which is there's not a lot of support kindred wise for that. This is 0 snacks here. I wish there were snacks here. That would be great if there were snacks here, Ben. Well, the snacks are in the other room. And nobody wants to sit here and watch me eat snacks. Oh, 69 cents! You're in the... There we go. I was talking earlier, but I'm gonna watch your dog. Don't worry about it. Like, wait, you don't have to write all this in normal chat. That's right, everybody. Boarding the dog. Don't do that. I'm just gonna stay at your house. Don't. That way you don't have to. I'll watch him. That's fine. I will just stream from your house. That is perfectly... Do I put Okay, anyway, I was... We were discussing it this morning, me and Heather, and then I was going to talk to you about it, but I just hadn't gotten around to it. That's right, I'm dealing with life things on Twitch right now, too. I'm just multitasking away. So anyway, I was building a deck that's just all cards that are 69 cents. The commander is $69.99. It's all is 5 colors. So, and the commander has nothing to do with whatever's going on in the deck. Anything that's 69 cents is there. You do lots for us, so it's all good. All good in the hood. I hate Stockton. As long as you got internet and I can watch TV. That's... I'll pet your dog. Even though I'm... I wish Fozzie was good with cats. I'd bring Lando with me. That's gonna be the only thing, is I'm gonna miss my cats. I guess I'm only 15 minutes away. I guess I can just drive over to them, right? Arcanus the Omnipotent. There's too many of you. You've been printed so many times. Nobody uses you for anything. You're too expensive for what you do. You should be a 6/6. If he was made now, he would be a 6/6. I love you too, Ben. I always, I try to have audio on when I'm watching people's Twitches and stuff, but most of the time I never do. Oh, Arcanus, you're not good anyway. I think this was the Arcanus that was a... Oh, no, this was the part of one of the dual decks, I want to say, that came out during cons. Arcanus. I don't need so many Arcanus the Omnipotence. Look how many times he's been printed! This doesn't... You don't need to print him anymore. Quit making copies, let alone secret layers of him. That's just even sillier. He doesn't need any more copies. Yay, 69 cents! Do I put Psy in there just because he is 69 cents? Or that his card number is 69? That makes sense, right? Oh, here's another old school legend. I forgot about her. That's the one nice thing going through my cards. I'm like, oh, I forgot about this. That's a thing. I don't think syphilids are creatures anymore. They changed them to something else. When she enters the battlefield, return all blue creatures to your opponent's control to their owner's hands. Your opponents can't play blue spells. It's kind of funny. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of uses, but it's pretty funny. Grander, such a shitty ability. It would be great if there were good things with Grander that you could play in, like, Modern or whatnot, but they're useless in Commander. You're never going to discard it. I guess you could just discard her. Oh, no, because you'd have to have her out. I guess you could clone her. Put her back in your hand. I don't know. You'd have to go jump through a lot of hoops for nothing, basically. So many silly cards. It is fun going through my cards to add everything, because like I see all these cards that I forgot about or that just are silly. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can put this in something. Here are the Great Glass Spinner. Creatures you control have whenever this creature becomes the target of an ability, you just counter them. Why not? And it's a spell end ability, which is pretty cool. It's almost $69.99. Or 69. It's close, right? Oh, Sakashima. Sakashima's so cool. This is the original Sakashima, though. The Imposter. It's got cool art. The Arcade Post always does sweet art. Sakashima comes into play. You may choose a creature in play. If you do, Sakashima comes into play as a copy of the creature, except for his name is still Sakashima the Imposter. And the cool thing about this Sakashima is that it can change into other creatures. Again, that was one of the issues with the other one. You still got to return it to the hand to redo it, but at least you can protect them from board wipes or removal, and then just pop them back out, which is pretty cool. Oh my gosh, $12. That makes sense. That was during a time period that a lot of people weren't playing. They probably all got sick of Mirrodin, is most likely what happened. Mirrodin really effed everything up for a little while. I know they were trying to push equipment and artifacts, but they did not know how to do that properly at the time. And now there's all these cards that we abuse because they really shouldn't exist. Fifth tip, I just don't ever use you for anything. You're so complicated. It's too much work for me. Another fairy mastermind. Oh my god. At one point I had all my binders alphabetical ordered by color, but I just do not have time. My intern Tom's not doing his job. Tom, come over here and put everything in order so I don't have to. Oh no, not another Jenga Taxius. He's such a... All of his cards are a dick. Oh, this is a foil Jenga Taxius. This was from March of the Machine, I think. He's got Ward 2, whatever. That's pretty sweet. 294? Boop. Foilies. Yeah, whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, you draw a card. And then he is one that turns into sagas, which is pretty cool. Exile Jenga Taxius and then return it to the battlefield transformed under his control. Sometimes, I think these are all the same. Yeah. Wasn't sure. Another fairy mastermind behind that? What the hell is going on here? The Great Synthesis. Draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. You have no maximum hand size as long as you control the Great Synthesis. Then return all non-Phyrexian creatures to their owner's hands. And then you may cast any number of spells from your hand without paying their mana costs. That is silly. It makes me happy. Oh, Jenga Taxius. You always are doing silly things. My Predator deck does make me laugh. Kitties! My kitties are all... They're all doing different things. Callie's over here on the tree hanging out. Barbie's over here rolling around like a little weirdo. She's so silly. I love her. She's such a sweetheart, and she knows that you're talking about her, and she'll like roll over and look at you like, hey, what's going on? Is this another foil? Mess. Ugh. Stupid foils. At least foils are not shitty anymore. If it wasn't an expensive card, I wouldn't worry about it. I think yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I have a playset of Fairy Masterminds. Mind Spring, nice and simple. Draw X cards. Not a lot of thinking going into that. This was from a duels of Planeswalker cards. Mirror Master. Mockery? Oops. I think there is a Mirror Mastery. I feel like that's a card. Maybe I'm just making things up. This is a weird aura, though. Whenever an enchanted creature attacks you, you put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of the creature, and then you exile it at the end of turn. It's pretty cool, because it's almost a clone, and there are stupid-ass things you can do with it. I should actually put that down. Yeah, oh, damn it. Damn it that there's two of them. I usually always make sure to check that the next card isn't the same thing. Okay. Let me tell you, I really love the Strixhaven borders. They were really good. Let's do the Time Warp again. Make sure this is not a foil. I hate that the foiling was only like in these little sections, and a lot of times you can't tell, especially if you have the sheet is too shiny. Mystic Archive. Boop. Time Warp. So stupid. I think this is almost all my blue cards entered into my... And if you ever want to look at my trade binders, they are in the lobby pristine in my area. My home on the Discord. They're just kind of hanging out there. I was like, if somebody wants to trade, my stuff is here. And I do like trading. That's one of my favorite aspects of Magic is trading, and I don't ever get to do it, and it really kind of disappoints me. Every once in a while, my friends go through it. Oh, Bob's a daddy. Fuck, I gotta get back to you. It's been weeks. Damn it. I'm sorry. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to actually talk to you. You wanted to trade things, god damn it. The phasing of Zalfir. Another target non-land permanent phases out. it can't phase in for as long as you control this. And then you can destroy all creatures. For each creature destroyed this way, its controller creates a 2/2 black Phyrexian creature token. So you can save your stuff, or you can kill other people's stuff, or get rid of other people's stuff. I mean, it'll come back in 2 turns, but you can also just skip ahead and just destroy everything if you're feeling frisky. This album is so good. Damn it. I love music. I don't get to listen to it nearly as much as I want. My music collection is fucking ridiculous. I was actually up in my attic yesterday moving stuff around to get stuff ready to sell. I need to just create a store or something. I don't know. I have too much stuff. I would love to just have a store and just sit in it and play Magic. Feel like you want to buy my things? Sure. Well, they're just there. Oh my god, how many copies of Blue Sun Zenith do I have? At the beginning of this stream, this was the first card that we added. And I was like, this is too many Blue Sun Zeniths or Twilights. And now I'm like, yes, it is. Makes me unhappy. There's 3 normal versions. I think we had 2. God damn it. So many of them. There's an extended foil one, a normal version foil one, and then there's 2 copies of the extended version in there. So I have 7 copies of Blue Sun's Twilight. Apparently I just want to clone the shit out of everything. Stupid. Jace the Perfected Mind? I feel like that's the name of this card. I can read Phyrexian. I know what this is. Sure. I took all my cool stuff out of my giant purple binder that I had showed at the beginning of the stream. I actually need to rebuild my binders. Or that binder. That binder had just all awesome shit in it. But then every time I took something out of it, I had to find something else awesome to put in it. Blade of Shared Souls is actually pretty fun. I like 4 Mirrodin because it's just automatically giving me a creature that equips. So for 3 mana, I'm getting a 2/2 that's just automatically equipping this blade. And so most of the 4 Mirrodin cards I am all about. Not to mention, with Dog Meat, I can go grab the equipment. And so I'm basically getting a creature and an equipment and milling it and getting it back into my hand, which is pretty cool. When Blade of Shared Souls becomes attached to a creature for as long as Blade of Shared Souls remains attached, you may have the creature become a copy of another target creature you control. So I could turn Dog Meat into other things, which is kind of cool. Even though I can't use it because it's blue. I guess I'm just making shit up. I can't do that. I hate... There's some really cool blue artifact or equipments, and unfortunately I can't use most of them in Dog Meat, which makes me sad. Goliath Sphinx. See, this was back when Magic was like 7 mana for 8/7 with flying. Yeah. Now we have... yeah. Nonsense. This Sphinx would... when it enters the battlefield, draw 8 cards. Your opponent dies. Still a 79-cent card, which is really weird. But it's probably because it's a old foil. Old foils. I have boxes of old foils, and I have not gone through them. And I imagine there's probably some stupid shit in there. I will never be able to go through all my Magic cards. Glyph of Delusion. I think it's just in here because it's an old Legends card that I have. It's like most of my old Legends cards and things from those sets. God damn it, another Goliath. He was not with his buddy. I think this all got mixed up at some point. Is he also a foil? That's very disappointing that I have 2 foil versions of this card. I don't even want the one. I'll just send all this in. I don't know. I probably would not get nearly as much as... Man, Thrice is one of my favorite bands. Yeah, man, I want to throw a kitty on here too. Everybody else is throwing kitties. Kitties! Kitty party! Jace's Archivist is pretty cool. What is this, 2012? Yeah. I had a Jace deck that was just anything that had Jace or said Jace or Jace was in the picture. I usually do that with my Oathbreaker decks that are very themed. Each player discards his or her hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number. It's just a windfall that you could just do whenever, once it doesn't have summoning sickness. It's so stupid. It's really good. Especially if you have Shieldred. I love Shieldred. She's so stupid. I shouldn't love Shieldred. She's awful. She's so mean. 280. But you can just make your opponent draw 7 more cards. Take 14 damage. And Niv Mizzet is also, you could also abuse. Okay, obviously I didn't start writing Perfected. Where are you? Is that him? No, this must have been the Planeswalker deck, Jace from Ixalan. 6 mana, comes with 5. Draw a card, untap all creatures you control, which is actually pretty cool. And gain control up to 3 target creatures. Okay, those are all things. Hey, that's worth almost as half the deck that I paid for. So I think those were like $15 decks. I don't know why I just started rating that. That was not what I was looking for. I want Jace Architect of Thought. This was a dual deck, I do believe. He has a bunch of text. I'm not reading it. Inkwell Leviathan. We're almost finished this stack. Look at us. We're so efficient. We're not efficient. Trample, Island Walk, Shroud. 7-Eleven. I love 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven will be the downfall of me someday. 69 cents! Welcome to my deck. This deck is not gonna work. If it does win, it would be the stupidest thing ever. Inexorable Tide. Enchantment, whenever you cast a spell, proliferates. Oh, I didn't even see those little guys down there at the bottom. Sometimes the art is dark on the cards, and then when I put it into like Moxfield, I actually can see the art, and I'm like, oh, there's other things going on in this art that I did not see. I do like Morph, and I do like the fun ones that I can flip up and they do silly things, like it's turn face up, I can counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it in the graveyard, and then I can cast it without paying it for as long as I want, without paying its mana cost. And literally steal somebody's spell. She's a spell smasher. Makes sense. It's Concept to Cure. She's only 49 cents. She's so cool. I was a playset of her, apparently. She is fun. I mean, it's a counter spell that you're just kind of hiding. How much is her morph cost? Of 6. Ugh, it's expensive. That is expensive. I hate these flip cards more than I hate normal flip cards. Like they were in Kamigawa and the 3 sets, and like it just makes me sad that I don't see nearly as much of the art. The whole entire layout bothers me. It's not great. Looks like something I would have made. We don't want that. Too shy. shy apprentice. Pay 2 colorless and 1 blue, draw a card. If you have 9 or more cards in your hand, you flip him. And then he becomes Toyoma, the Revealer. Reveler. You can pay 2 blue, 3 colorless, and target player draws X cards, where X is the number of cards in your hand. That would be another fun thing to use with Shieldred. Apparently everything I do just comes back to Shieldred. Okay, that's going in a deck. And these are all going in decks. These are going in the box. I gotta go grab other things behind me. Okay, we did it. Oh man, there's still another little layer of cards in here. I thought we were almost done with this. What's in here? Oh, it's just a plastic case. We have not done this row of cards. I think this is just more blue cards. Magic card. Bribery. God, I fucking love bribery. One of my favorite cards. Anyway, this over here. That's the one nice thing about it. My area is compact, but at least I can reach everything without actually going too far or having to leave the stream for too long. Okay, let us refresh this baby. I do believe we got over $10,000. We did it! We broke it. That's disgusting. I hate myself. Okay. Anyway. I never half-ass any of my hobbies. Like, some people only have one hobby, and that's the only interesting thing they've got going on. I have too many hobbies. Is this 8th edition? It was 8th edition. I don't use bribery unless I'm playing it in a deck that I'm actually playing in real life, because spell table is just a pain in the ass. What? It's a tornado warning? Worst comes to worst, I die and there'll be magic cards everywhere. Is there really? Guess I should pay attention to things, huh? Why is there a tornado warning? That's stupid. I don't have anywhere to shelter. I mean, there would just be cats killed everywhere and me killed. And it's 83 days. Severe thunderstorm warning. Right where I am? What the fuck? I'm so busy. I've been very sweary this week. Oh man, Dunkirk, Fredonia, that's where I am. That's stupid. Westfield, Mayville. Who cares about the Chautauqua Institution? Just a bunch of rich people, douchebags that come from all over the place and douchebag it up for the summer with their money and expect damage to roof, siding, and trees. God damn it, those are all the things I have. 60 mile per hour winds. Hey, I might just disappear. If I disappear and I die, I apologize, everyone. Clancrafter is a freaking awesome card. I don't have anywhere to shelter, so whatever. If I blow away, I blow away. Oh well, I guess. It'll either be energy drinks, lack of sleep, a tornado that kills me, something cool. So Clancrafter enchantment background. I love backgrounds. They're silly. Commander creatures you can own have pay 2 colors. Mana, sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on creature, and draw a card. I like both those things. I will try not to blow away, Ben. We need to talk about CubeCon, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make my way over. I gotta find out whether or not Tom wants to come with me or not. Otherwise, I'll probably just drive over myself. I was gonna see if Heather wanted to come, but because it's not just magic, so she might actually. Because she was disappointed that she didn't go to PAX when I was telling her about it, because I was like, it's not just magic. I was like, I do other things. You know I have other hobbies. Sometimes I'm more interesting than magic. Sometimes. I know she doesn't like Warhammer, but there's games, and a lot of them involve cats. It was crazy the amount of games that involved cats when I was at PAX. I was like, I want to buy all of these. Unfortunately, board games, I don't have friends, so I can't play board games. And that really fucking disappoints me, because I really love board games. I like board games, I like playing other things, other than magic. I just don't have friends to do that. Nobody likes me in the general vicinity that I am. All my friends live somewhere else. I had to go on the internet to find friends. I don't know. After Heather had her stroke, all my friends stopped talking to me. All my friends... I have people that live like a minute away from me, and I haven't seen them in 2 years. They just stopped returning my messages. Didn't ask me what was happening or how I was doing. I tried to talk to them. Fuck most of you. Not that any of them would be watching my Twitch anyway. My immediate friends, not the most. Well, besides Tom. Tom is awesome. That's right, Tom. You're always going to be awesome. Everybody else. Tom is the only one who stayed around. It is sad and depressing. Anyway, Blighted Agent. We'll change the subject. We'll go to Blighted Agent. What a douchebag. He's got Infect, and he's unblockable. But he's foily. He was on the list, though. I think he was on the list in the mystery boosters? And that was the foils? I don't remember. Sometimes the mystery boosters had foils, sometimes they don't. Or the list cards are... Yeah, these were... Oh, this must have been a box of mystery cards, because they all have the little thingamajigger on there. And list cards aren't actually listed on here, which is weird. Like the mystery booster ones. Yeah, that's strange. Ah! Quantity must be more than 0. That was just my fingers hitting things. And good old tutor that you can flash back, which is pretty cool. Mystical teachings. That's the one nice thing. Sometimes I like watching people sort their cards, because I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was even a card. Cool. Impulse on the list. Oh my god, this Alani energy drink is... When you're bipolar and you're manic and then you drink an energy drink, it's so fucking stupid. I'm really excited about the stream tonight. I gotta... Actually, I have my schedule for the month made. I just have not sent it to anybody. It's just sitting in my thing. I was like, oh, I should probably put that out. That makes sense, right? Thought Monitor, you stupid card. Like, it has an affinity for artifacts. You're like, 7 mana for a 2/2. You're never, ever paying the 7 mana. You're paying 1 mana, and then you're drawing 2 cards for a 2/2 flyer most of the time. That's usually what's happening. Now, here's a weird card I have not... that I kind of forgot about. So many cards I forget about. The one thing, like, when there's a tornado warning around here, is not really my problem. Like, I'm right on the lake. Occasionally, I did have a funnel cloud appear over Lake Erie the one time, and it was pretty fucking cool. Except for I was like, oh shit, my magic cards. That's the only. I'm like, cats, magic cards. How do I protect them? I don't care about everything else. Trample Ward 2 at the beginning combat on each turn. Okay, let's. The extended art. If it's untapped, any opponent may tap an untapped creature they control. If they do, they can tap it, and then I get a 1/1 fish that can't be blocked. Give me them sweet fishies. Oh man, people would just tap the crap out of that, but I would get a bunch of fish, which is pretty cool. I'll kill people with unblockable fish. This sounds wonderful. I'll probably put this in, not Thasia. What's her name? Cora. Because I have a Cora. I don't know. Misha made this Cora deck for our gift exchange, because we usually do a deck gift exchange, like content creators and friends and whatnot. And we make $50 limited or commander decks, which they never end up being $50. I end up sending pretty ridiculous decks to people because I'm just like, yeah, I have these cards. They're just laying around, whatever. I don't care. It makes somebody happy. That's usually why I do giveaways and things, because I'm just like, yeah, if I can make one person's life a little better, awesome. Because like, life sucks. People suck. Everything sucks. So if I can make somebody a little less sucky, awesome. Another Reservoir Kraken. Apparently I need 3 of them, and I need them all to look different. They're all worth 49 cents. Identity Thief I really like, because it's definitely a reference to Evil Dead, which is pretty cool. And I spelled identity wrong, because I don't like to spell things correctly, apparently. There we go. Oh, identity theft. 224. Yeah, whenever identity theft attacks, you may exile another non-token creature. If you do, it becomes a copy of that creature until end of turn. Return the exile card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Which is pretty funny. There's a lot of silly interactions that you can do with that. Blatant thievery. I had a deck that all it did was steal people's stuff. And, yeah, I love it. I just don't ever get to play it because I never have it when I'm in person with people. Blatant thievery. This was a commander version. That bird is just stealing shit off of them. I'll leave subtly to the nurse. Subtly. My mouth just does not want to work. For each opponent, gain control of target permanent that player controls. So silly. Stunt double. Blue, see, like, blue lets you draw cards and do things. I just want to make clones of shit. Hey, what's going on? It's Thanos. Hey, Thanos. What are you doing? You never come through here. You're so cute. You're so cute. Okay, I'll leave you alone. He's so handsome. He's so silly. Would you bet him? He'd like just this little wiggle thing. He's just so happy about it. And stunt double. You may have stunt double enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, which is nice for 4 mana, and it has flash. I like clones and things that are flash in. Hey, Hall Breacher, I've never got to play you ever. Like, I still really don't understand why it's banned. It's stupid. There's stupider cards out there that should have been banned. And if my opponent's drawing extra cards, that's their effing problem, not my problem. Maybe they shouldn't be drawing so many cards. Remove it. It's literally... Yeah, I don't understand. That's dumb. Hall Breach. Unban Hall Breacher, god damn it. Doesn't make any sense. I just want to put it in a deck. It's a pirate, goddammit. I complain about it forever. Forever, ever. Yes, I think I have a whole bunch of copies, too, which really is bothersome. Thirst for knowledge. We'll spell it properly. That's the first step. Foil, draw 3 cards, discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact card. Most likely, that's probably what I'm gonna do. And Distant Melody is so good. I'm glad they finally just started reprinting it because it was a Lorwyn card. I actually... we have this stupid thrift store place in the mall, and they had like packs of Magic cards that they had made that were in like clear plastic, and Distant Melody was like the top card in it. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, that works for my Kindred decks. I will take this. I was like, I don't know what the other cards are in it, but for like $3, whatever, I got a little stack of cards. I got home, I opened it, and all it was a stack of Distant Melodies. I was like, oh, okay. But apparently at the time they didn't realize that it hadn't been reprinted at that point in time, and yeah, it was worth a lot more than the $3 I paid for it. So I was like, okay, I'm in. Thank you for this stack of these. 69 cents. Unfortunately, that can't go in the 69 deck just because I'm most likely not going to have a creature of... Well, unless I turn everything into... It kind of depends on what the cards are that are in the deck. Most likely it's not going to be a Kindred-themed deck. Probably not. It sounds awful outside right now. It's so weird because it was nice out like the last couple weeks. You can hear the thunder just going out there. So if I just disappear, it's probably the power outage. I'm sure. We do get some crazy-ass windstorms. Oh my god, Sphinx of Magasi. Oh my gosh, you probably can hear the thunder. Oh my god. I'm glad I'm not going outside. Who are these people that keep parking outside my house now? Ugh. Usually I know I'm the nosy old lady that's just like looking out. I'm like, who are these people? What are they doing? I know everything that goes on around my house. Let me tell you, Ben. I don't know if I can move my camera around. Over here, there's about that's a 3,000 count box, 2,000 count, 2,000 count, 2,000 count, 2,000 count boxes. Over here. On this other side, there's a 5,000 count box, a 4,000 count box, another 3,000 count box, and then behind me is literally so stupid. A 5,000 count box, another 5,000 count box, another 5,000 count box, 5,000 count box, 4,000 count box, a 3,000 count box, 2 more 4,000 count boxes. Like, I would love just to have a Magic party where it was just everybody. Yeah, the camera. I don't know where I was aiming the camera. Hey, I almost put it back where it needed to be. Yeah, and this was just a 2,000 count box, and all it is rare and mythic cards, and this is just blue. It's stupid. I'm just spinning around everywhere. Tom, and there's boxes on the floor underneath me, and this shelf is just filled with Magic cards, probably 2 feet deep, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves, and then above that there's, oh my god, 8. Let me do some math. 2,000. Another 3,000. And then another, oh my god, another 4,000. So there's like 7,000 on top of the shelves that are probably filled with about, oh my god, they're really deep. Oh my god, I'm sitting here trying to. Okay, Ben, there's a lot of magic cards. You're like, oh yeah, I have so many stickers. I put stickers on everything. Like, whenever I find cool stickers, I'm like, stickers everywhere. Because I'm like, when I die, that's somebody else's problem scraping the stickers off if they want my stuff. Like, there's stickers on my walls of my house. There's stickers on all my shelving. I'm like, I like stickers. I don't care. That's a problem from somebody else. They'd be like, this bitch is just putting stickers on everything. Stickers. And then I have like a board that's just all my pins. Because I don't get to, like, a lot of times people put them on their bags and stuff, and then I don't get to see them. So, like, most of the time I have like a bulletin board over there. It has like all my magic pins and stuff, so I can see them. And then when I go to cons and stuff, I just take them off the board. So, from first to last was good times before he became Skrillex and. Me and, like, Heather was selling stickers for a while because she was just having fun with stickers. So whenever she would find cool stickers, she would just give me stickers. I was like, sweet. She's like, hey, here's some Hannibal stickers. Hey, some Disney ones. Oh yeah. It's all good. I'm just rambling anyway. Whoever's here, he gets to listen to my ramble. And Tom, it is horrible outside right now. Even though the rain apparently just stopped. Like 2 seconds ago, it was just going crazy. Apparently there's a tornado warning. Yeah, I hate rain. I hate. One of the things that makes me angry in the world is being wet. I am anti being wet. How is it 12 o'clock? Oh my god. Insane. I hate it. This was a conspiracy? I loved conspiracy. Ugh. Wish we were getting another conspiracy set. I like the weird, like, Battle Bond and stuff. Those are my favorite draft sets. Mystery boosters. And they make you park really far away, which is even worse. Even though some people don't. They're just like, what are they going to do? Make me go outside and move my car? Sure, I'll be on the clock. Let's do this thing. I'll come back in like 30 minutes. I used to love it when they would send me outside to do stupid things, because I was like, I am going to take advantage of this Walmart. F you. Sunken Hope. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player returns a creature he or she controls to its owner's hand. That's actually kind of funny, because it's each player's upkeep. Oh, it's just that player, though. Okay. That's not as cool. Like, if it was every turn and everybody had to do it. Infinite Reflection is awesome. I've definitely killed people with this. I've definitely also died to this card. Don't see it very. There's so many cards in Magic that a lot of times you just don't ever see certain ones. It's an Aura that was in Avacyn Restored. Huh. Was that really its first printing too? That's weird. When it enters the battlefield attached to a creature, each other non-token creature you control becomes a copy of that creature. Outlying. Why can I not figure... Yeah, usually when there's a tornado warning around here, it's usually not too bad. It's usually somebody else's problem. I'm like, tornado won't get over here. I remember one time I was at work and we were out doing something and there was a tornado warning, so we went to this lady's house. And she's like, we gotta go get shelter. I'm like, okay. So, like, a group of us all went to her house. We went to her basement. There were, like, 2 naked kids that were, like, 3 or 4 just roaming around that came downstairs. And there was, like, dog poop and pee all over the basement floor, all over the place where they had their dogs. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I was like, I'm supposed to be we are at work right now. And it's like, we're in this lady's basement. It smells awful down here. It's like poop and pee. I was like, do I just go back upstairs and get sucked up by the tornado? It was like, it seems like a good idea. It's like, I don't know which part is worse, the tornado or what is happening right down here. That's so stupid. Oh, Biden of Thasia, you're so silly. You do things. I do like that I can goad my opponents, and sometimes it's worthwhile, especially if I want to kill your creature or something. Sometimes that's the kind of removal I have to use and work around things, which always sucks. Merfolk Trickster. I really like Merfolk Trickster. I love the artwork on Merfolk Trickster. Just taking the guy underwater, drowning him. Flash 2/2. And there's the battlefield tap target opponent. Creature opponent controls, and it loses all abilities, which is the best part. Biden of Thasia has never hurt nobody, Tom. Except for Tom. By me. God damn it. I was gonna say it's never hurt anybody, and then I'm like, I think I might have used it against you this week. I was like, maybe it is a jerk. Tom, what's your opinion on Hull Breacher? Should Hull Breacher be banned in Commander? It didn't even get to be in Commander. Biden of that Assia. Tap that Assia. I'm just being myself on streams now. I've given up on trying to be cool. I enjoy the stupid jokes. There's more power. I enjoy silly jokes. Makes everything... Hull Breacher should not be banned. I don't care. Like, it does things that hurt other people, and that's what it's there for. Like, don't draw more cards than I want you to. I don't want you to draw cards. F you. I will do this to you. And if you need to get rid of my Hull Breacher, get rid of it. That's what removal is for. Like, I'm gonna play if I can play Jin-Gitaxias, I can play Hull Breacher. And it's a 3-mana card. Like, screw you, Tom! You're supposed to agree with me. You're a terrible apprentice. This is like having Darth Vader as my apprentice, and he just doesn't do what I tell him to do, goddammit. Like Hull Breacher. Merfolk Sovereign. What is it? Magic 2010? I don't know what... Do I have a Merfolk deck? I might have a Merfolk deck. I don't... It was silly that it was just banned before it even got to be part of... It's a pirate. I need it for things. Don't ban the cards I want to use. I think everything should just be unbanned, because there's all sorts of oppressive cards that are not banned. So, like, just get over it. Figure it out. Like, you should know what your opponent... I guess as a streamer, I see people's decks and things before we play them and stuff, so we can balance things, so we're playing the same powered levels, turn levels, and things like that. So, like, I get that, but when you sit down with just a rando person that you don't know what you're getting into, and I don't know how many times we have deck that people don't know how to explain their decks and what they do, and how their power levels, because power levels are subjective, and so like a lot of times I'm like, how many turns does it take your deck to get to where it can win? Like, that's, and what kind of combos do you have in your deck and stuff like that. Like, knowing those things, especially because you can't know every combo, especially newer players. Like, I mean, I've been playing Magic forever, so like a lot of times I can see a card and be like, oh crap, this is what they're trying to do. But like, if you don't know what the combo is, like, I like to make sure that everybody knows that they have a combo. I understand, Ben. Sometimes I'm just like, everybody else, you put your removal, get rid of the things for me. I'm just gonna play Magic over here. Don't mind me. I want to play the cards I want to play. Can you remove that for me? It's a problem. Herald of the Secret Streams is gross. If you're playing any kind of modified counter deck, it's well worth it. Do I count? Okay, Tom. My 69 deck, that's just all cards that are 69 cents. Is $6.99 the same as 16? It's almost 69. So I'm like, I should be able to put those in the deck, right? That deck is going to just be stupid. It's almost finished. The commander is just stupid. Yeah, that would... There's a lot of good slimes that just do... I like creatures that do things that spells do, because then it's like I'm getting a twofer, and I can put up more cards in my deck that I want to play. Oh, Mystic Confluence. Make sure there's no more Mystic Confluences floating. 69 cents! Mystic Confluence, you're in the deck. It's literally a 5. There are different amounts of money. Seriously, though, if you wanted to put a 6.9, I feel like it's almost 60. It's almost like 69 cents, but turned up to 11, right? Get that extra 9 in there. Encroaching Mythosith is just too gross. We entered one in earlier, but it's when your deck does the thing that you want it to do, it doesn't matter if you win or not. That's what foil. You can discard an island and another card rather than pay its mana cost to counter things. Oh, whoops. I guess we should probably enter this in before we start doing other things. Foil. What is this? Oh my god, how many copies of foil? Oh my god. What was I? Oh my god. Stop this. Okay, this is a lot of foils. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Apparently, I really wanted to foil something. Hello, my decks do silly things. That's the problem. I will probably have to look at it maybe I'll just check it each month and see if the cards are still 69 cents. Yeah, as long as I get to do my fun things. If my deck does its thing, whether it wins or not, like, your win percentage is never going to be great anyway with Commander. I mean, you're only going to win 25% of games, most likely. Unless you're playing, like, a hardcore CEDH deck and you're trying to win. I'm never trying to win. Let's not get crazy. When I win, it's a plus, but, like... Solve the equation. Solve the equation is really good. That's like, some of these things are not rares, but they're... Yeah, Chris's Phyllis deck is pretty off the it's bonkers. And I hate... Because I have to, like... I'm like, I definitely have to target Chris. I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I hate targeting people. But I know what the deck does, and I know that's the when you know somebody is playing something. Like if I bust out my Eldrazi deck, I know I'm the problem, and then I should be targeted. So like, but also when people play their decks, I can look at it and be like, okay, you're going to be a problem. I need to keep you under control. And some people don't think they're a problem, and then I'm like, you are a problem. You might not realize it, but Unctus. Yeah, it rained for like 5 minutes, and then it was just like, meh. As long as your deck does a funny thing. Like, most of my decks have silly ways to win and stuff just because it makes me laugh. Oh, borderless, foily, weirdo. There we go. Foil. I do like these foils. These foils look pretty cool. Boop. I have 2 Unctuses. Mole Drifter. What a terrible card. Tom, you are always a problem. Ooh, a Will of the Council card. I have a voting deck that I need to finish that I've been building behind me for forever. I have so many decks that I don't have sleeves. That's the only reason these. Oh, Mole Drifter, 69 cents. Boom! I will take a Mole Drifter any day. Now our deck is. We're cooking with fire now. No, Mole Drifter, everybody. It's funny because Mole Drifter wasn't. It didn't seem great back in the day. This was one of the game nights. Choose a target instant or sorcery starting with each player. Vote. Denial or duplication. If denial gets more votes, counter the spell. Duplication gets more votes, or the vote is tied, copy the spell. I like voting cards. They make me laugh. I wish they had, Tom is terrifying. They probably weren't talking about your deck, though. They were just talking about that Tom was terrifying. Tom, you're terrifying. Tom DeLonge is very whiny sounding. Like, whinier than most things. Summary Dismissal. For 4 mana, it's a counter spell, but it just is a look you're not playing anything or doing anything. I'm sorry. I've only actually got to Summary Dismissal once in my life, but it felt really good. Zephyr Singer, do I have you in my pirate deck? Does Flying Pirates seem like a really good idea? And I could convoke them all out, which is pretty cool. Okay, I might actually have to check and see if that's in my deck. Boop. Vantress. Yeah, at some point, I'm just going to invite a bunch of people over. We'll just eat pizza, smoke it up, and put my magic cards in order. Put everybody to work. Like, friends, come over. The worst thing is, Tom, you're my closest friend that is nearby, so everybody else is so far away. Even our Buffalo friends are like 45 minutes away. I don't want to make people drive, come and see me. Let's see here. Cosmo Charger. I like Foretell. I want more foretelling cards. It makes me happy. I'm friends with them. Be like, hey, guys, come over. Let's put stuff in order. I'll feed you pizza and chicken wings and whatever else you want. You don't have to be. It doesn't have to be pizza, I guess. It could be anything. Somebody's like, pizza. I'm out. Okay. So I'm putting Cosmo in Omo. So I want to say that this box that I haven't actually gone through, there's some stupid ass stuff in here. First, this. I don't even know where it came from. And I don't think it actually has. No, maybe that's it. No, it's a promo. It's a promo, but it doesn't actually have. It's not anywhere. on the internet. It's not in Moxfield. But it's a Phyrexian text mental misstep. And then this stack, I think, is actually just stuff that were going in decks. It's just all stuff that I need to put in stuff behind me of things I was building. I know where most of them go. I need to go. But, yeah, I don't think I actually went through this stuff. I don't think any of this has actually been entered into the system. That's a really beautiful token. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of angel stuff. This Aurelia needs to go change out my other Aurelia. Some of this stuff was just upgrades to foil versions. This card, don't know why I don't see this more often. Like, it's a disgusting saga. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. F everybody's 1 mana crap. And then exile all graveyards, the second part. And then exile the saga, and then return it to the battlefield as the Vessel of the All-Consuming, which is awesome, and it is Rakdos. It's 2 red, or a red, black, and 1 colorless. When it flips, it becomes an Ogre Shaman that's 3/3, has trample. Vessel of the All-Consuming deals damage, put a +1/+1 counter on it. If it has dealt 10 or more damage to a player in a turn, they lose the game. They just lose. I like things that are just silly that, like, yeah, you lose the game. Now, this was for an all-tap deck that I was building with what's her face? It was one of the Eldraine commanders, or legendaries. Hilda, the Icy Crown. Oh my god. Full art foil Sensei's Divining Top. I think I was I was rebuilding Yuriko. That's why. A scroll rack, Sensei's Divining Top, and Draco for 16 mana, you know. Never casting Draco. This is another commander I really want to build is for Grixis, as Tetsu. I'm probably gonna build every Grixis commander at some point. I try to build them all with different cards, though. But whenever he attacks, if he's equipped, he deals damage equal to the highest mana value among equipments attached to him. Excalibur? Maybe? You can cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the highest mana value among equipment attached to him. So, yeah, Excalibur and him, disgusting. Tom, you should be glad that I'm so brilliant. I give you a lot of bad ideas. The old championship decks, I used to love these things. Me and my brother would buy them and play against each other. They always had the world champion, like the top 4 decks, I think. It might have been 8, I might be wrong. This one was red, white, and blue, but I'm glad I still had it because it has Forces of Denial. Tetsu? I want to say is his name. Tetsu Imperial something. I literally was just looking at it and now I can't remember. Tetsu, where did you go? Chulane. Oh, I was building an ooze deck. That's the thing, I can look at stacks of cards and be like, oh, that's what I was building. Okay. Tetsu. I'll send you over a picture of him. I don't know where he just... Oh, there he is. Tetsu, Imperial Champion, is a human samurai. Human samurai! Oh, thank you very much, Ben. Ben is so awesome. 19 months! I can barely do anything for like 2 days. You're awesome, Ben. That's the best. Ben is the best. I don't know if you have your sound on, so I will write and thank you. I appreciate it. It helps pay for giveaways and to more Magic cards and to go to cons and things like that, so I appreciate it. Oh my god, dude. Spirits. People need to get on their spirit stuff. There's... Dusk Morn is gonna have a lot of silly spirit stuff. Oh my gosh, these are some... This is a lot of disgusting stuff. But I want to actually enter in some other stuff here. Oh, you got sound now? Haha! You can hear me! You can hear my rambling. Okay, what's this? Everybody needs to start getting their spirits ready, because I feel like there's going to be... Knowing that they're one of the protagonists that are fighting against the demon thing that is in control of Duskmourn, I imagine we'll be getting a whole bunch of different kinds of spirits. We cast spirit spells as though they had flash, and you can, whenever you cast a creature spell, tap. This card, I don't remember who I was playing that had this in a deck, and it was a spirit deck, and it was just stupid. It tapped down everything we had, and then just ran us over with spirits. I mean, it was really cool to see it, but like, I was like, this is horrible. I know, Grixis equipment, Tom. Excalibur with Tetsu, like, ugh. Disgusting. Okay, I'm gonna enter it into my Assassin's Creed stuff. So if anybody needs any Assassin's Creed stuff, let me know, because I need to make some trades. I have... Ah! I just threw cards. I just threw cards on the floor. Ah, I'm so sad. I'm so terrible. Some of this stuff is not for trade, but some of it is. I'm trying to... I want to build my 5-color Assassin's deck, but I don't have an Ezio, which kind of sucks. And I don't know if... We don't have a lot of good places to get singles around here, which really sucks. So I always have to make a list. And it's just me and Tom, so we have nobody to trade with besides each other. I guess we could make friends with other people, but around here there's not a lot of cool people. When we get to go to Buffalo, which is like 45 minutes out, that's where all our other cool people live that are nearby. But nobody ever has a binder. Nobody ever has anything for trade. And I'm like, I love trading. I'm glad that they're reprinting the swords and that they're reprinting them in different... Like, when they just reprint them and it's just the same art, it really affects the prices of them pretty terribly. And it's not like I really care how much my... So far, my rare boxes that I've entered in, $10,269. 69! Boom! I win. That's just my trade binder. That's stupid. Anybody who's on here who wants to see... I know, I need to get... Fire and Ice's... I sold my Fire and Ice because I needed money at the time, and I'm still pretty sad about it. Pretty bummed about it. Which reminds me, I need to sell some stuff today, because... Yeah. Collections. Go to collections. Let's go to my binders. Let's create another binder. Assen. Yeah, if anybody wants to trade or anything, my binders are all on the Lobby Pristine. I don't usually post it on Twitter because I don't know everybody there. At least I know in Lobby Pristine, everybody that's there is pretty cool. Like, I can trust you guys. If I knew everybody, the internet, too many people. Anyway, rambly. Okay, what are we doing? I got all of these in such a weird order. I'll probably just enter them all. If somebody wants to trade, I will be like, okay, that's not actually for trade. You pulled that Feast and Famine. I swear I have a copy of Feast and Famine somewhere, because my cat deck is missing 2 of my swords, and I don't know where they are, and it's kind of bothering me. Like, I know they were around at some point. I started doing just the sets now when I do get them, just because it's such a pain to find things in my giant binder. with the newer stuff, I can be at least, hey, do you have these? Oh, is she foil? She's foily. I want to get all of these, which I don't have all of them. So those are all going in my 5-color deck. The 5-color deck, I'm going to do like how Quinn did. I like having restrictions, especially on 5-color decks, that I limit myself to colors, or I limit myself to a theme of some sort, because I could just throw all the good 5-color cards in the deck. It's pretty easy to do. And sometimes I do. I have a couple of decks. I was looking at Light Paws yesterday. I put you'll enjoy what I put in Light Paws. Let's just say that, Tom. It's from Assassin's Creed. I was like, I really don't need this Archaeomancer's map. Like, it lets me get lands and stuff, but Light Paw, my curve is like 5, but there's only, everything else is, like, the average curve is 2. So, like, lands are not a big problem for me. Not to mention there's freaking, to amuse myself, I put a chromatic lantern in Light Paws. This is someday I can play it against Kuro and just have Kuro lose his mind. Chromatic lantern and a 1-mana color card. Oh, do you? Ugh. I still have my old Shadows and Light, and what's the other one that I have? It's the 2 that were in Mirrodin. Now I gotta find them. 6 Swords of Light and Shadows. It's funny that I use them for, like, my cat decks and my equipment decks. I love all the swords. They're not as good as the crazy swords that have come out recently. Yeah, I definitely need to get a... What really sucks is my Fire and Ice was a masterpiece from Kaladesh, and I'm never going to get that back. Like, it was pretty bummed that I was selling it. I was like, I know I can sell this. And it went to somebody I love, so it's all good. I know my friend is out there using it and hitting people with it, so that's good. I have so many I forgot I have a lot of binders of cards. I know. I would really like to get my, like, I keep looking at my collection. I'm like, do I just trade and or sell off the stuff that I'm not actually, like, I have so much stuff, but, like, I build so many decks, and I enjoy building decks, and I enjoy going through my boxes and finding stuff that I forgot about. So I'm like, I really don't want to sell everything, but I would like to get some more dual lands and stuff for my decks, that my prize decks that I love, like Ashnod and stuff. Like, I own 1 duel, and I had to sell a lot of stuff to get that duel. I have a Badlands and my 1 Ashnod deck, because my 1 Ashnod deck is pretty overpowered. Like, I try not to just do overpowered nonsense, but, like, I do have, like, probably 6 or 7 decks that are just gross. And Ashnod is one of them, and I was like, she deserves a, whatchamacallit, did I not put it as foil? Assassin's Creed cards are not worth a lot. Yeah, I will never sell my bulk to anybody. That's like, in my will, I'm just willing all my cards to my friends, basically. I was like, this friend deserves all this color. This friend deserves all these things. Tom gets a whole bunch of shit. You should look at and see how much stuff you have. Because you have a couple of cards. You should trade in that Shadowborn Apostle that you got from the Secret Lair. Or at least sell it. You can at least get some money toward, like, a Volcanic Island. Volcanic Island, though, is expensive, because is it nonsense? Like, that's one of those expensive ones that... 133. I hate shiny sheets. Like, is this a foil? The only one I got was, I wanted Cleopatra, but I got Socrates. Like, I love buying packs. I just wish there was, like, cool, or they were actually worth opening. And they'll probably go up eventually. Like, that's usually what happens. As people realize that there's good cards and that there's stuff that they're like, oh, I should have been paying attention to this set. Holy shit, though. Basm, why are you worth so much? What's going on here? That you're worth $28. Oh. I get it. 2 mana, 2/2. Whenever you cast a historic spell, you draw a card and he's unblockable. Can only do it once per turn. I don't need to make him unblockable more than that, but I guess for the card draw. But whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you put a +1/+1 counter on him. That's pretty sweet, actually. Okay, I had $27? Meh. But you're pretty cool. Rebecca and Sean, I wish I knew what to do with you. I don't understand why you're green. I don't understand the green in Sean and Rebecca. Like, I played a lot of Assassin's Creed, and I can't think of why they would be like that. Somebody can probably tell me somewhere. Explain it to me. In slow, simple terms. They're just really weird-ass colors. They do let you go get the Animus, which is pretty cool. Like, the Doctor lets you go get the TARDIS. So that's pretty neat. And the Animus, I'm trying to figure out ways to do silly things with it. He's the only one that I got of the pirates that I wanted for my deck. I really want to build Edward. It makes me... I was really hoping to pull one. That's the problem. I guess I could just buy... I don't like buying singles. It's not as... the dopamine blast that I get is not the same from singles as I get from packs. I think we're going to finish entering these in, and then I'm going to go find some lunch. Because I didn't realize it's almost 1 o'clock now. Jacob, are you a foil too? Ugh. I am glad that the foiling has been fixed. I was going to say, there was never anything wrong with the foiling, I mean. There's nothing wrong with the magic foiling at all. Only for 29 years. 35 cents. Oh, there we go. 49 cents. Boom. Foil. Desmond. Desmond is disgusting. Menace. He is a 1/3. He gets +1/+0 for each other assassin you control, and each assassin that's in your graveyard. And whenever Desmond Miles deals combat damage to a player, you surveil X, where X is the amount of damage dealt to a player. So you can chuck things into your graveyard to make him become more powerful. And there's multiple cards that really want you to mill assassins into your deck to bring them back and stuff. So, like, Desmond is really good. The Spear of Leonidas. Awesome. That also should go in Tetsu. I know that it's smarter, but am I going to be happier? That's the question. Do I want happiness, or do I just want some cards? I want happiness, and I want cards, so yeah. I do need to get more of this card. It's so stupid. The Spirit, yeah, $3 or $2, yeah, for the extended art one too. So that's not bad at all. That's the thing, is I don't know how much anything is worth until I enter it into here. I don't keep track of that stuff. Like, I used to watch Magic Finance crap and stuff, but I hate Magic Finance people and their nonsense sometimes. Like, they ruin my card prices. They make things a pain in the ass. I don't know. There's so many subsections of Magic. You got content creators, streamers. You got finance Magic people. You got tournament grinders. You've got people who don't play Commander and play other formats, which is cool that there's so many different things that Magic can be, but some of the groups are not as nice. I don't know how many times at like Magic cons you talk to somebody who's there for like pro tours and things, and they're mean. They're always rude. I once had somebody go, "Hey, what are you here for?" I was like, "Oh, I'm one of the feature creators and I'm playing Plane Chase and playing Magic." And they're like, "Oh," and literally like turned away in the elevator to look at the wall. I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm sorry." Was that the wrong answer? I think that... What did they... I'm trying to remember how they phrased it. They were just like, "Oh, Commander." I'm sorry? My bad? Next time somebody asks me that, I'd be like, "Oh, you're here for the pro tour?" I'm just going to put myself in a corner. And they'll be like, "Oh, this person's a jerk." Be like, "My bad." No, we're good. Socrates. It's a foil Socrates. He seems interesting to do something with. What is he? 121? 121? It's Heather's birthday. Bow to, I don't wanna say about anymore. Come down with something they can't diagnose. Don't have the cure for. Tom, tell me, what song was I singing? Or at least the band. Or trying to sing. There we go, there's the proper terminology. Hatham is going in my... He's disgusting. He's so silly. Such an asshole. Oh, whoops. Forgot the T. I was like, I forgot something? It is brand new, off of Deja and Tender. Good job, Tom. You win. Oh, controversial, entirely smooth. Relevant to the truth, we are the best at what we do. And they're the words you wish you wrote down. They're the way you wish your voice sounds, handsome and smart. Hong's the only muscle that works harder than my heart. Yes, it is a pretty awesome album. I remember it came out when I was an unloader at the time, and I used to just bring in... I had my own stereo back there at the time at Walmart. So I had this like on repeat, and everybody used to get so mad because I wouldn't let anybody listen to anything else. Whatever I wanted to listen to is what we listened to. They're like, "That's not fair." I was like, "Well, I'm your boss, and that's my radio. So, and I don't want to be here, and I don't want to talk to you, or listen to you. So, there we go." I was the worst boss ever. Everybody was terrified of me, because there was just no logic to most of the things I was doing. Being bipolar, not great sometimes. Sometimes I do not control myself correctly, which makes me sad because I would like to. I love all the equipment. We got so much cool equipment in this set, and I love auto equipment. Like this, I put in dog meat, obviously. I mean, it gives me Ward 2 and Reach. And then Enters the battlefield, I attach it. That creature deals damage equal to its power to up to one target creature. So it fights a creature too. Like, it's just effing stupid. Like, I'll cast that all day long. How many animuses do I have? Oh my god. I don't need that many animuses. I'm only building, like, one assassin deck. Do not need as many as I have. Is that foil too? Ugh. Sometimes I can't tell if it's foil because my light is so bright, and then during the daytime, everything's all funky. Funkified. Oh, I really can't spell your name. I wish I could pronounce... I'm going to have to go back and play the game just so I can see how to pronounce his name properly, because I don't want to mispronounce it. And Connor is his not native name. For anybody who doesn't know how to pronounce it. But I want to do it right, so I don't want to... I want to do him right. I hate when I pronounce things wrong. That's interesting. He's worth nothing? I wonder if there's just not enough data. What must be done is pretty sweet. Literally a board wipe, but then you can also bring something back instead if you want. I contemplated putting it in Light Pause, because Light Pause is silly because it's a Voltron deck. It's a control stacks deck, and basically I will phase her out, board wipe, make her come back, and she's the only thing on the board, and then just kill people. I don't know. I've killed people. Light Pause has won CEDH games, so probably one of my best decks I've ever built, and it doesn't get the respect that it should. Early 2000 emo is... I know, that's... a lot of my deck names are song titles of, like, my favorite songs and bands. I'm just like, yep, that's a fun name for a song. I was like, let me go look through my emo CDs, or my heavy metal, or my death metal CDs, and, like, my black metal CDs. I'm like, let me find a cool name for this. I am glad that they reprinted Royal Assassin. Like, Royal Assassin... such a silly card. Like, I used to play 4 of them in my old standard decks, or type 2 decks, I guess they would have been at the time. And, like, it just makes everybody not want to tap their creatures or attack. Because they're like, oh, they could just kill my creature. And sometimes you can make deals with people and be like, yeah, well, I won't kill you, but... I'm trying... That is true. Light Pause, I bring out to punch your face when you punch my face. Like, Tom, you have punched me too hard. I'm going to punch you now. Hey, Eivor is a $10 card. Huh. Well, the foil etched one is, at least. I have... whenever she deals combat damage to a player, I mill that many cards, and then I can put Sagas out. I'm probably gonna... I gotta put her in, Tom Bombadil. Mr. Bombadil. At least and I have enough copies to do that too, so at least we'll do that. I'm surprised it did too. Assassin Greed. They're gonna be like, yeah. Moxfield is gonna just scold me. Be like, you are a naughty creator. No. Bad. Javi, I want to... yeah, I gotta... he has a full art card, too. Like these ones. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. I mean, he's probably... I mean, he's obviously gonna be in my 5-color deck, because I'm just putting all the legendary creatures in there. I don't care what they do. I will make them work. I have a Transformer deck that has every single Transformer card. It's a Sisay legendary Transformer deck. None of the Transformers work together. Like, none of their abilities, they are just doing whatever the hell they want, and they're not doing it together at all. But that deck works for some stupid reason, and I think it's just because it does so many different things that, like, how do you combat, like, most of the time people have counter spells or things to stop certain things, but you can't stop everything. And when your deck is doing everything, like, my Transformer deck does make me laugh. Yeah, it's a good idea, Tom. Get out of there before it starts pouring on you again. There's nothing worse than being at work and being all wet. So many black market connections is still worth $12? That's ridiculous. I have like 6 copies of it. I will see you at 9 o'clock, Tom. We will play some Magic. I gotta figure out what I'm playing still. I really want to finish Master House, but I need to go buy plastic sheets, and I can't. Hey, Quiver time. Your ambassador needs some plastic sheets, please. I don't like asking for things. I'm sure they probably would send me sheets if I asked. But, like, I don't want to. I don't like doing that. I feel weird asking for anything from anybody. These lands are absolutely beautiful. Oh, I need sleeves. I still call them plastic sheets, because when I was a kid, I had like those really crappy plastic sheets that I would put my Magic cards in before deck protectors were like the first like sleeve made for like trading card games. But before that, I was just using like really crappy sleeves that for like sports cards and stuff as my sleeves, because I didn't want to damage my cards. I'm glad they did eventually create deck protectors, which are and now there's so many different brands out there and stuff in the world. I need paint brushes. All my supplies next month is what I gotta actually do. Let's get all the things I need. Nurturing Peatland. Jesus. It's so weird. Like, the one is worth $4, but the other one, it's... Me too. You know, the funny thing is, like, my deck protectors from the old Ultra Pro ones, like, I still have deck protectors from like 99 that I still shuffle, and they're still alive. which surprises me, because they are very old. I still have a whole bunch of my old, like, I have decks for everything still. Like, I still have a couple of standard decks, I have a couple modern decks, I have a couple pioneer decks that are all sleeved. There's just nobody that I play with ever wants to play those kind of things, so, like, they're there just in case somebody's like, hey, let's do this, but, like, I don't ever update them. They've just been sitting around forever. Even his normal, just rare card is worth $13. He's really good. I mean, he doesn't even have to be an assassin deck. Like, not only that, he's a human. Just a legendary deck, or a deck that cares about having historic spells. He's really good. Ugh. At least one card is worth money, I guess. That's the thing, is there's nothing in a set that's worth anything. That's what makes the set, the packs, not worthwhile. Even though I just enjoy opening packs, so I don't really care. I'm like, whatever. And I collector boosters. I love all the alternate art cards and things to pimp my decks out with. I hate how expensive they are, but my brain just is like, okay, we'll buy more. I shouldn't. I'm like, ooh, a collector's pack. Maybe I'll get something cool. Not so much most of the time. Layla Hassan, very good. Oh my gosh, she does some effing work. Like, I've only gotten to use her twice now, but she's really good. Like, I don't care about the assassin part for the most part. She is an assassin herself. And when she enters the battlefield, and then later when she's dealing damage, she has first strike, which makes her a good blocker. She has a big enough butt to survive any kind of, like, direct damage, like lightning bolts and shit like that. And, like, return target historic card from your graveyard to your hand. Very useful, especially with, like, dog meat. Like, I just chucking things in the graveyard, and then I just start bringing back everything. That's, like, my graveyard is my second hand. I don't care. That is what I'm gonna do with it. Fatal Push. I absolutely love the Fatal Push and Ezio throwing him off. It was perfect flavor to... Actually, after I eat lunch, I'm probably just gonna... I don't really have anything that I need to do today. For like my streaming days, I usually leave pretty blank. I don't go working or do anything. Just kind of chill out. I'm like, I gotta stream. That's my excuse. Free running, very good. If you get a chance, Quinn face deck is awesome. Like, it was really fun to watch. And Scruff's deck was almost exactly doing the same thing too. It was just as good. Like, not a foil. $8. So weird. I mean, it is a really good card, and it's a freaking Lord for 4, and most likely you're casting it for the free running for 2. Like, the free running, most of them are all like 2 mana, and they all, like, seeing them in action is scary. Rooftop Bypass. Whenever one or more non-token creatures you control do combat damage to a player, create more assassins. So many assassins. Okay, so there are cards that are actually worth a decent amount of money. And I imagine not as many packs are going to be opened, because there's either the people who don't really care about Assassin's Creed, so then they use that as an excuse not to buy Magic cards. I'm like, not buying Magic cards? I don't understand. Like, I know, like, there's certain things, like, I'm not a super huge Doctor Who fan, but, like, I know lots about Doctor Who, I've watched Doctor Who, and, like, I'm just excited that there's new Magic cards. I don't give a crap where they're from. Like, whatever, I'll survive. Another Basm? Oh my god. Basm is I don't trust that douchebag. I haven't played Mirage yet, I need to actually do that. But I want to finish Odyssey before I start another one. That's okay. I have 2 of them apparently. I mean, $50 worth of base. I think I had another one too, so it's like $70 in him. I don't need that many of him, but he really is good. I don't know. I will probably put him in a couple other decks too, because I'm always casting historic spells. That's a thing that happens. But if anybody's looking for anything, let me know, because there are some Assassin's Creed cards I am missing, so I will trade Basms and things. I need to keep at least one of them for my deck, but... foiled Etched, Black Market Connection. Another... How many Black Market Connections? Oh, not only have we run into 3 Black Market Connections, but I just gave one to Tom on Monday, because I had so many of them. That's the one nice thing. If you live nearby me, I just give people things all the time. I'm like, oh, this will make my friend happy. I have too many of these. Whatever. I'm kind of cool to know. I like to see my friends happy. And if I can make them happy with some cardboard, awesome. Which reminds me, I do need to, if anybody... Oh, I'm so sorry, Callie. You just got hit with a Dungeons and Dragons book. I'm sorry. That slid right off of there. Are you okay? It didn't hit you. It just scared you. Okay. Yeah, my LGS gave me a whole bunch of these Chandra hologram prints, which I gotta send one to one person that I know of. But if anybody wants one, I will send you them. And I gotta send out a bunch of giveaways and stuff this week, so... So weird writing ass so many times. This is the most times I've ever written the word ass. So many royal assassins. I kind of want to just build one of my old decks from back when I used to play like Type 1 and Type 2, which I'm so old that those were things that nobody knows what they are, except for us people who were playing during that time period of life. But Type 1 had a banned and restricted list, and Type 2 at the time was just whatever sets were out and had a banned or restricted list, and those cards were not allowed at all, which like mostly Lotus. It was basically the Power 9, which I never owned any part of the Power 9. I wish I did. I deserve a Power 9 card, god damn it. Someday if I could get a Mox Jet, I would get a Mox Jet. But I will never have a Mox Jet. Also, Time Vault. That was the most like iconic old card that I have, and Time Vault has such cool art. Like it's got Nebuchadnezzar on it, and it reminds me of Final Fantasy. The artwork and stuff on it. Which, Final Fantasy. I want a Final Fantasy preview card, god damn it. I can out Final Fantasy most human beings. Knowledge-wise, game-wise. I grew up on Final Fantasy. Like, that was my first RPG on the Nintendo. I played every single Game Boy game. I played every single PlayStation game. The only ones I haven't played 16, because I don't have a PS5 yet. And I'm just waiting for more exclusives before I buy one, because that's what I usually do. I hate exclusives. They piss me off. Because I don't know how many times I've had to buy a PlayStation so I could play the exclusives on the PlayStation. I'm like, ugh. Like, I don't want to buy a machine just to play a couple of games, but I always do. My Xbox is my baby. I prefer my Microsoft things. I hate Apple. Don't even get me started on Apple. I can complain about Apple products forever and ever. I hate that I can't customize anything. It's just, hey, this is what you can do. Their keyboard is absolute shit. Like, their keyboard just changes anything that you're writing to whatever the freaking hell it wants to write. And I'm just like, that's not what I wrote. Quit changing what I wrote. It's like, that is what I am talking about. Stop changing it to whatever you think I want to talk about, you goddamn machine. And I can't change the keyboard. I can go get, like, one that's on their store, but I don't want to do that. I like my Google board. I like that my Galaxy is, like, completely customized, and I can do silly things on it. The bleeding effects is interesting, because Desmond wants to throw things in your graveyard, so he's throwing assassins just all up in there. I love that it has all three characters from his ancestors. It's got Connor, it's got Ezio, and then it's got Altair. I know so much about everything that I have a hobby of. It's so stupid. Like, I don't do any of my hobbies half-assed. Good God, when the Marvel sets come out, I've been reading comic books for like 35 years. I have like 20,000 plus comic books upstairs. Like, I know so much about comic books, and some people are like, oh, I only read DC, I only read Marvel, oh, I only read indie comic books and Image comic books and things. I read everything. If it was good, I read it. Like, if it's something I enjoyed, I read it. Like, and my weird autistic brain, like, I don't, if it's something I enjoy, I overdo it, and if it's something I don't, hey F-bombs, what's going on? Not no. We've just been entering in cards into my trade binders. Which, if you are looking for any cards, you can go to Lobby Pristine and you can find my trade binders. I love trading. It's nice to get mail. I'm like, ooh. That's one of the things I miss. Happy Wednesday to you. How's your Wednesday going? This was just kind of an impromptu. I was like, you know what, I need to do this. I may as well, if I'm going to sit here and talk to cats, I may as well talk to real people and be able to actually have conversations. Yeah, the Lobby Pristine is a nice place. You can find lots of fun people to play with, and that's where, like, most of the friends that I came up with streaming for, like, the last 2 years are all members of the Lobby Pristine, and they're all sweethearts. They've all been good to me. We've all just kind of take care of each other there, which is nice, and I appreciate it. Like, it's a nice place, and when you're looking for somebody to play with, you know you're gonna end up with somebody cool to play with. Almost bedtime. Bedtime sounds delicious. Not delicious. I'm so tired that, yeah, my wording of everything is just out of whack. Like, I have not been sleeping, like, the last week. I've been super manic and just haven't been able to sleep. So, like, I keep waking up. Like, I slept last night from, like, 12 to 3. Woke up and was like, well, I'm wide awake. Let's just start painting minis, I guess. So we were watching 28 Days Later and painting at like 3 o'clock in the morning until like 7, and I was like, oh, I've been painting for 4 hours. My bad. Yeah, finding that community and Magic community, they take care of each other so well. Like, if something bad happens, everybody just kind of rallies around each other, and that's not even anything that has to do with Magic or anything, so it's just a cool place to find cool people. Yeah. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I woke up and I was just laying there and I was like, we're just sitting here. We're not doing anything. We're not falling back to sleep. I was like, I guess we'll just get up and do stuff. I will say, at least the insomnia and the manicness, I have accomplished lots this week. Like, lots of things I needed to do, so I'm just like, you know what, I'll just get them done while I've got the energy and sleepiness, I guess. The sleepiness is going to be my downfall. Yeah, you gotta look at the positive things, the terrible things. Like, I would love to be able to just take a nap, but, like, usually I'm like, oh, I'll lay there, and I'm like, oh, I should probably go do this. I'm like, it's daytime, it's easier to do this during the day. I talk myself into doing things I don't want to do, basically. Like, okay, I guess, if I have to. Luckily, like, today is one of my streaming nights, so I usually don't schedule work or anything on these days. I just kind of, I'm like, okay, we'll just take it easy, do things that projects that need to be done around the house. It's basically a catch-up day for me, my streaming days, which are usually like Wednesdays and Sundays. In between there is working and guesting places, so I'm just like, these are my easy days, even though still doing stuff. Like, finally, my upstairs, like, our bedroom is pretty big, and that's where all my comic books are. And it's a mess up there, and most of my comic book collection I'm selling. But I don't know how I'm selling it or when I'm going to sell it. Like, there's a lot of comic books. I've been collecting for 35 years. I bought people's collections. The last I knew count-wise, it was over 20,000 comic books. And, like, I need to actually sell them, but it's so daunting to the point where I'm like, and I don't want to lose a whole bunch of money on it, and I would like to pay off all my bills and crap and be able to just use it as a way to fund going to cons and spending time with people before the end of me. I'd rather experience things than have all the collectibles that I have. Like, I definitely spent way too much time on all my hobbies. So I'm like trying to downsize. Like I'm keeping comic books that mean things to me, like my first Kitty Pryde and Moon Knight, and I keep so like Swamp Thing is one of my favorite comic books, and I probably really should get rid of. I appreciate you stopping in. I very much appreciate it when people come in, hang out, and take time out of their day. So thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, maybe we can. I'm hoping I will be throwing my schedule out. Just look I'll end up putting it on the Lobby Pristine usually first, so for anybody who wants to come and play. And because I do have a bunch of Plane Chase games I want to get in this month and stuff, so I'll usually Wednesdays and Sundays, so yeah. Just keep an eye out. I have it done, I just haven't posted it. Summertime is so hard. Like, there's always things going on, and like I have places I need to be and things I need to do in the real world during the summertime, and I hate it. Like, I just want to play Magic with my friends. I would stream every day if that was an option that I had. I'd just play Magic with everybody every day. And that was the original reason why I started my stream, was just so that I had time that I could schedule to play Magic with people. And then somehow it turned into streaming and doing things. I don't know. It just kind of just spiraled out of that. So now I get to play Magic with people, and I get to do other cool stuff every once in a while. Oh my god. Foiled Templar Knights are worth $5? That's insane. Sounds good, yeah. I should be good this weekend. I don't think I have anything going on this weekend, so I'll probably get some games in, I'm hoping. At least on Sunday I'll be able to get some games in. Saturday I gotta find out what's going on. It all depends. Sometimes my partner schedules things that I don't know what's going on, and I'm like, oh, I guess I have to do this thing. That's what interferes with my scheduling. There's some cool new sagas that I'm gonna have to put in my Tom Bombadil deck. Ugh, I gotta update that. That's the problem. Every time a new set comes out, I have to keep just like, okay, I guess I gotta update this deck. I usually sit cards aside, and then I'm like, okay, when I go to play this deck, I'll actually add it in here. But like, ugh. Oh, murder! I love these Universe Beyond sets and seeing like the art, and because I get to see like the video games or the movies or the television shows at different angles, at different, but you still see the event that happened in game or in the movie or whatever TV show. I'm surprised we haven't started getting more movie stuff yet. I'm sure we probably will at some point. Are these both foils? Okay, well, that makes my life a little easier. I have so many copies of Adewal. He actually is really cool. I'm going to end up with 2 pirate decks, because my Captain Beckett Brass deck is, or not Captain Beckett Brass, Unsinkable. That deck just pops off. If you ever get to see me play it, or if you check out my Moxfield for it, it is one of my most dangerous decks that just, it's Pirate Kindred, but like, it just wrecks people's universes. Yeah, I only got one. That's it. I think that's the only one I got. It was the one foil one, and that's it. I was like, okay. It's like, I guess I'm not making a Templar deck. And could you imagine how many packs need to be opened to get enough to build a deck with that? Like, I feel like you really have to get, yeah. So they're probably gonna be expensive, like, just because of that. Even like Slime Against Humanity and stuff are really expensive, especially if you want foils for them, which other creatures you control are assassins in addition to their other types. Same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards that you own that aren't on the battlefield. Face down creatures you control have menace. Whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, you can draw a card and lose a life. 4/4 for 4. Rashawn, you are pretty awesome. Oh, I'm turning some... I could use this from my crime deck. Make everybody into assassins. Not to mention with all the stuff from Markov. Not Markov. God damn. Yeah, was it Markov? Karlov. God damn. Karlov, Markov, I hate that your names are so similar. Oh, the Dragon's Approach. I have a stack of them. That's not a deck that I have interest in building, so I just have a stack of them sitting aside, just waiting for somebody to be like, hey, I need to trade for these. And be like, I have a giant stack of them. Here you go. I've seen multiple Dragon Approach decks. They're always a pain. That person always has to die. This is probably my favorite. I don't know. There's some really cool equipment in the Assassin's Creed deck, but Assassin's Gauntlet is actually pretty terrifying. It enters the battlefield attached up to one creature, so it's auto-equip, but then you tap all creatures target opponent controls. So you basically just, if you need to take somebody out, play this equipment for 3 mana, which is a lot cheaper than playing for like Cryptic Command or whatnot to tap down somebody's creatures. And then a crypt creature still gets more things. It gets a +1/+1, and it has whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card and then discard. So you get to loot too. Like, it's so silly. Like, and with like Mjolnir, that gets more powerful when, depending on how many creatures your opponent has. There's so many cool equipments in this. I wish I could actually put that in Dogmeat, but because of the stupid blue. There's a couple of blue cards I really wish I could, that are equipment that I was like, I really wish I could put this in here. What number is this? 12. It's just a normal one. There we go. And it's foil. There we go. Terminate. 98. Foil. You know what? I don't think I finished Origins either, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. The games are so long, and part of me loves super long games, because, like, I used to hate it when I would get toward, like, the end on, like, a Final Fantasy game, and I'm like, I don't want the game to end. And I've been playing for, like, 60, 70 hours already, but I'm like, I don't want it to end. I really like Alexos. He's Karn the Betrayer, but he can't be sacked, and he can't attack me, and you just pass him around, and he just beats the crap out of everybody. Throw him in a freaking assault suit, so he's... okay. I'm gonna do stupid things with this card. I actually just put it in my Goad deck, or my Ronnie deck that I was playing last night. And this is such a good uncommon card. Like, most likely, you're going to cast it for the free run cost. And untap all creatures you control that attack this turn. If it's your main phase, there is an additional combat phase. In uncommon? I'm like, okay. That seems good. Like, it's really good for PEDH, which I'm playing a game over with the Burnished Hearts, and it's going to be silly. Yeah, basically. I had gotten to the part in Final Fantasy 13 where you're just roaming around and then there's all the big bosses and things. I did kill all the weapons in part 7. Like, those fights were something. God, I love Final Fantasy. I really wish I had the time to replay all the Final Fantasies. Like, time is the problem for everything. Like, if I had more time, I could do... having so many hobbies, like, I guess it's probably much easier if you only have, like, 1 or 2 hobbies to actually do stuff, but, like, yeah. There's so many things I enjoy. Like, I love Warhammer, I love watching movies, television shows. Like, I love video games, and I play so many different kinds of video games. Some people only play, like, one type of video game. No. As long as it's not, like, I don't know, even racing games. Like, I love Forza. Like, Forza Horizon. I would consider there and drive around for hours in Forza Horizon. Become Anonymous, I really like. Like, it's an instant, exile target non-token creature you own, and the top 2 cards of your library in a face-down pile. Shuffle that pile, and then you cloak it, so you're getting 2 creatures out of the deal, and you're hiding your own creature, so they don't know which one it is, which is freaking awesome. I'm gonna abuse this in all sorts of silly ways. Like, I like it when I can look at a card and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do some terrible things to people. Or at least I'm gonna do funny things and probably die. That's usually what happens. Like, oops, my bad. But you know what? As long as I get to do this stupid thing, I don't care if I die. Shay Cormac is magnificent. This is actually what I'm playing as my with the Burnished Hearts as my PEDH deck. It's stupid. It's literally does something that makes me so happy, which is shutting off permanence my controller. Lose hexproof, indestructible, protection, shroud, and ward for 1 mana. It's like a shadow spear on a creature, and then whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes the target of a spell or an ability, I put a bounty counter on them, and then when those creatures die, they get 2 +1/+1 counters. Like, I don't even care about the other 2 paragraphs of text for the 2 mana. I just want to shut off all your crap, because I hate ward so effing much. Like, if I had a way to flash him in to ruin people's days when they attack me with, like, indestructible, and I'm like, sorry. I'm very excited to play this deck. It's probably going to be stupid and not work, but it'll be fun. I tell myself it'll be fun. I wish Chain Assassination actually let you destroy target creature, and then target opponent gets to destroy a creature of their type, and then everybody that it's not yours, and just let it kill multiple creatures. Would have been pretty cool. I feel like that would have been more flavorful. Man, Wizards, you should hire me. I would make your Universe Beyond shit awesome. I have invested a lot of hours of my life in everything that you've made in a Universe Beyond set of so far. The Marvel stuff, oh, I would make such... When they announced the Marvel thing, had come up with... my brain just went into overdrive. I was like, oh, you could do this and this and this and this. I was like, this would be cool. This would be flavorful. Like, I have all sorts of super awesome ideas for alternate art cards and things. Ugh. God, I love Magic. Oh. Man, I am hungry. God damn it. I need to finish this so I can eat. It's like, I don't want to just stop. I gotta finish this. This is really good. You're most likely for 2 mana, you're drawing 3 cards. That was the last card, I think. These are just lands. Woohoo! Lands and tokens. I do need to get more of these pirate ship ones for my... Actually, we'll just leave those out, because those are going in my pirate deck. Where did they go in? Oh man, multiple man would be so cool. He would definitely have squad. I mean, that would make sense that he would have squad. And you could just make a whole bunch of multiple men. And also, he should have the ability that he, like, any other multiple men that are out, any abilities that they have, they should get too. So if you had, like, an equipment on them, like, gave him, like, trample or something, all the other multiple men get trample, so kind of like an Odric ability, but also a squad ability. I just came up with that, just in my brain. My brain doesn't work properly most of the time for most normal things. Okay, my Assassin's Creed stuff will be in this box. I figure... Oh yeah, that would be cool too. Like if every time he gets hit, he just makes another copy. Oh, that would be so obnoxious. You make him indestructible. Or do damage to him with your own stuff. So ping him with pingers. I'm hoping that... I imagine the people who are working on it will come up with things and are fans of this stuff. I hope. That's the thing, is a lot of times they're not. And they're just Magic fans. Sometimes I feel like. But it would be cool if they like came up with cool, like, so that like the X-Men can like partner with each other or something like that. So you could actually use different ones as your commanders, or at least they somehow buff each other depending on how they're out. Let me refresh this. Okay, so my Assassin's Creed stuff is up. Yeah, so out of that whole entire box, it was like $268 worth of stuff, which I guess is not terrible. That's about the price of a box. It's so weird that Connor doesn't have a price, which is kind of weird to me. I wonder if the other Connor has a price, just out of curiosity. I know that one's really expensive. I want all these ones. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Was he just... No, he was just a normal foil. Did I just take him out, or did I just put him back? Okay. I was just making sure I wasn't adding one. I think you can change it to Card Kingdom. Like, mine is on Card Kingdom right now, but I think you can change it depending on... go card page. Yeah, you can go over here and you can actually change it to... Card Market, Card Trader, Cool Stuff, TCG. Yeah, on Cool Stuff it's $1.49 for this guy. On TCG it's $4.43, and then Card Kingdom $8. So many people sell their stuff on all these things, and then they all undercut each other, and then it just wrecks the prices on everything for the most part. I don't know. This Magic Finance I hate. Is mainly the only reason I keep track of prices and things is for trading and for when I do need to sell something. Okay, so we added a deck. We got a whole bunch of stuff entered into the system. We did things, everybody. We got there. It was 3 hours of sorting cards. Eventually I'll have all... I will never have all... I was going to say eventually I'll have all my cards sorted. I really should not have named this deck when I did. It amuses me. I'm sure somebody will go, oh, yeah, that's... Yep, that's pretty dirty. Anyway, thank you, everybody who was hanging out. Thanks for hanging out with me, Ben. I appreciate you. I will be back later on tonight at 9 o'clock with some wonderful guests. I think Infinite Tokens, Tom, and Jeremy, Spore Frog. We will be playing some Magic. We'll be playing some Plane Chase. I think we're all playing decks that make tokens, because whenever Megan's around, we're like, let's draw tokens! So, I gotta go figure out what deck I'm actually playing. I have many token decks. I have one deck that is just basically this lets me make weird tokens that don't exist so I can draw them. The second draw step is when it's passing around and I'm playing and get to draw things. So, but we'll be back at 9 o'clock. You all take care of yourselves. I'm gonna go find me some munchies, and then I'm gonna go play Assassin's Creed until I have to go pick up Heather. So that is my plan until at least 4 o'clock. You all take care, and I will see you later. Bye, Ben. Bye, everybody.